All right, we want to welcome everybody to tonight's coverage of high school football, presented to you by Quick Care Walk-In Clinic and the Don Franklin Somerset family of dealerships. Tonight's game features the home-standing Somerset Briar Jumpers versus the Lexington Christian. What is their
Eagles.
Eagles, thank you. It's already started off at a rough start. Approximately 1 year ago, these two teams met in Lexington. Both teams come into that game undefeated. One team walks away. You might consider that, quote-unquote, an upset, but the Lexington Christian team, we faced them again in the playoffs, and when it mattered, Somerset came out on top. Tonight should be no different. Somerset comes into the game 5-0. Lexington Christian comes into the game 4-1. Any sport, any season, sports physicals at Quick Care are only $25. Don't make an appointment. Don't pay for an office visit. Don't sit around the waiting room for an hour. Quick Care gets you in and out and on the field for less. They're conveniently located right behind the hospital just off Bogle Street in Med Park West. And they're open late, 9 to 7 on weekdays and 10 to 3 on Saturday. Quick Care is serving Somerset and Pulaski County for over a decade. We also want to thank the Don Franklin Somerset family dealerships for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings at any of their Somerset locations. Visit them on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships, where they treat you like family. Approximately 27 minutes to go before kickoff. And, Chris, we are back.
Yeah, man. Welcome to William H. Clark Field. Robert, it's been a good week. Somerset coming off of the big district win against Danville last week, where they went into Admiral territory and came away with the 42-3 victory. Had a big night by a couple of players. Kai Sharon put up 216 yards through the air and a touchdown. Also led the team in rushing last week, 8 carries for 65 yards. Mikey Garland had a big night getting into the end zone. Had 5 carries for 25 yards, but 3 big touchdowns. And then Kay Grundy had one of those nights where he only had 4 passes but receptions, but 3 of those were circus-type catches and kept big drives alive at 127 yards, and the Briar Jumpers came away with a big 42-3 win.
Right, and nothing to be taken away from that offensive threat that Kate Grundy brought to the field, but he also had a pick 6 for almost, 94 yards, I think I read.
Yeah, return touchdown.
It was a tip drill, basically, but it still landed in his hands, and he was able to return it. Tonight, whenever you take a look at these two respective teams, of course, splitting the series last year 1-1. I know that watching one of the news feeds earlier today that this team really, really wants to come out and establish some dominance and get that chip off their shoulder from that loss last year.
Yeah, and Lexington Christian comes in, like you said, 4-1 on the season. Stepped up in class last week and traveled across town and went and took on the Frederick Douglass Broncos, I believe it's Broncos, and came away from that with a 40-6 defeat. And it was one of those kind of games where, from everybody that I've talked to, it was very close in the first half, and then Frederick Douglass just pulled away. And Lexington Christian had some trouble getting going and getting some offensive yardage last week. I don't expect that to be the case tonight. They're going to be one of the fastest teams that we see play all year long, Robert.
Right, and what I hope is that last week during the Danville game is that Somerset saw that difference in speed that they'll actually face tonight, and we're able tonight and make some adjustments to help them try to pull out a victory here tonight.
Yeah, Lexington Christian has stepped up in class this year, and it's one thing that I want to talk about a little bit. Just about everybody that you talk to, this by far is the premier 2A game in the state of Kentucky tonight, and a lot of pundits, whatever you want to call them, have Somerset ranked 1 and Lexington Christian ranked 1A or 2. But the RPI rankings that came out this week, Robert, tell a different story.
We were sitting here discussing that, trying to figure out how this RPI math works. We're not mathematicians, so we're not going to try to figure this out. But if you look at the top of it, you got a Mayfield and a Lexington Christian team, both one-loss teams, at a .76 and some change, and an undefeated Somerset team at a .724.
All the way down at 6.
All the way down at 6, which I just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Now, I do realize that you get extra points for playing above your class. Somerset has played Is it 3
Some
games?
really good 1A teams.
Really good 1A teams. And I think personally, going forward, if you're going to you're going to get my soapbox for about 2 seconds. I think the RPI is a great thing. But if you're going to use RPI for the determination of a lot of things, then RPI should count from start to finish when it comes to playoff time. It shouldn't be your district wins what carry home field advantage. RPI should start first round of the playoffs and all the way to the state championship. Now I realize that some of that is designed to have, an East and a West conference,
right,
to cut down on travel time. But I think personally, a Somerset could come out and win every game until playoff time. Could very well be ranked 3 or 4 in the RPI.
Right.
And let's just say they beat Lexington Christian and it doesn't propel them into the top 2 spots. You're going to have to travel.
Well, and like I said, I'm talking to Coach Lucas a little bit about this, and obviously there's people out there that understand the RPI way better than we do. But the way that I understand it is, as long as Somerset takes care of business here tonight, they get home field for the first 2 rounds.
Correct.
And then after that is when the RPI kicks in. Now, as far as having to travel, depending on how it does, if we don't get up into that 2 spot at that point, or once we beat Lexington Christian again in the playoffs or however it goes, then we may have to possibly travel over to Mayfield if we got that far along.
Right.
But like I said, the RPI, even though there's some things that need to be worked out about it and taken care of, does what it's supposed to do and
after the season's over,
and gets the best 2 teams in the championship game. So hopefully that is going to be the case again this year.
We are now – I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
Now 21 minutes and 50 seconds left to go before kickoff. We'll be bringing you the Coach's Show here just momentarily. Any thoughts about this game leading up to it? I know we'll get into the keys of the game here in a minute, but I asked my son, who's a freshman on the squad, I asked him how practice went this week. He said there's going to be some adjustments made on defense. There's going to be some people shifted around. That being the case, I'll be curious to see what this defensive front looks like, because I understand that Gerard Smith was moved from linebacker up to defensive line, which I made a comment that he probably plays defensive line like you want a defensive lineman to play. He plays on the outside shoulder, tries to create havoc, and he's a big, strong man, so he's able to push people around that are not, his size or strength. Right. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they moved Guy Bailey to a linebacker position. And I'm trying to remember what all he's kind of keyed me in on. I think Kai Sharon and maybe Josh Gross are playing back in the safety position tonight. And so you're going to see some new faces out there, but some veteran faces that I think might cause Lexington Christian a little bit of trouble up front.
Well, you've got a young man for Lexington Christian here, number 20, Xavier Brown, who is one of the most electrifying players in the state, especially and definitely in 2A. He brings speed and quickness. He's got into the weight room, put a little bit of weight on. He's got several Division I offers, and they want to try to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. They will move him all over the field, put him in the backfield, split him out in a wide receiver and slot, give him a direct snap, and he's going to be one that we're going to be tough to kind of control tonight, and that'll become later in the keys of the game. But you're going to see a Somerset team. Last week we saw a little bit of it when they had all their best athletes: Kai Sharon, Kay Grundy, Chase Doan, Josh Gross, all in the secondary last week, and going to try to get that again this week.
Fashion Report tonight is brought to you by Magic Monograms, conveniently located off North Highway 27 between Big Lots and Backyard Burger. Magic Monograms is the place for custom embroidery, screen printing, and so much more. They can put your designs on medical and athletic uniforms, corporate and school apparel. Find them on Facebook, search Magic Monograms and Embroidery. Tonight, the Lexington Christian Eagles will be coming out in a gray pant with blue writing on the side, a white jersey with a blue numeral, and a white helmet with a blue logo. Tonight, the Somerset Briar Jumpers will be coming out in the black uniform that you've seen for the last couple of seasons. The black uniform has a Somerset on the pant, and the jersey is black with gold numerals, a gold and purple stripe. and the traditional gold helmet. Again, tonight's Fashion Report is brought to you by Magic Monograms.
Just about 18 minutes away from kickoff tonight, Robert. Both teams out here getting warmed up, ready to go for the game tonight. Another beautiful night in the state of Kentucky for football. Temperature is going to be right around 50 degrees at kickoff and be dropping a little bit from there. No precipitation in the forecast. Beautiful night for football.
It'll be a beautiful night for football. As I've heard some people say that there's going to be, tonight would be what you call hoodie weather. It's going to be nice to see some of that cold fall football finally get into effect. I know I complained a lot during the summer about it being hot, and I'll probably start whining about being it cold, but it's nice to see the change in weather. So we're getting ready to bring you the Coaches Show right now.
I am Chris Staten, and I get the opportunity to sit down with head coach Robbie Lucas and talk about Danville game last week and the upcoming game here with LCA. Coach, how's things going?
After last week, I feel like we finally played a game close to our potential, so I was really excited for the kids and to watch film. And when you watch film, it's never as good as you think and it's never as bad as you think, but it obviously was our best outing of the year. Danville's a quality team. It's a quality win. They have a lot of speed, a lot of size, a lot of athletes. So for us to go in and shut them down and hold them to only 3 points and offensively put up 42, it was a pretty good week for us.
Yeah, that was a big, better margin of score, I guess, victory than a lot of people thought going into that game. Know that you guys have a ton of talent, but Danville, we thought maybe come back on the rebound a little bit. But you go into their house and come away with the first district win, 42-3. And you said a little bit there about your defense. Gave up the first big run to the Burns kid right off the bat, and then pretty much shut their offense down.
Well, the one thing that you can't simulate in our practices, because we're a small school and we don't have the speed that they do at all the positions, is the ability for that kid to cut back. And that kid has had a great game against us, I think, the last couple of years. So it was no surprise to us how well he could run and how good his eyes were on the cutback. We were a little quick running to things because we've been preaching to our kids all week, speed, smother it. And we did try to smother it. That problem was we overpursued a little bit and he cut back. But after that, we settled in. They helped us a little bit with some high snaps and things like that. But we settled in a little bit and only gave up 3. And from there, it was all us, which, surprised me. You and the fans weren't the only ones thought that game would be a lot tighter than what it was. But I think they didn't play their best. I thought we played one of our better games.
Yes, sir. Turnovers and penalties played big factors in that game. Didn't have as many penalties, many drive costing penalties, stopping penalties, and then turnovers. I believe we were able to get one fumble recovery and then had a big interception return there at the end to finalize it. But all 3 phases or 5 phases: offense, defense, special teams, turnovers, that kind of thing. Everything seemed to go Somerset's way Friday night.
It really did. Cade, we can get into it, but Cade made 2 or 3 just spectacular catches, and Kaya made some great throws, and there were some really good runs. The Dome kid is nothing but effort. Love how he plays, and with his blocking, with the balls in his hands, with his receiving, does an excellent job. Our offensive line got better, and that's good because we've needed them to. And they've been the group that's been slowly progressing. I don't think they've taken a step back any of the weeks yet, so hopefully their best is still yet to come. Our defensive line got pressure and played very well. We hunted the quarterback all night long. The secondary's coverage was good. Pretty pleased with everything that we did Friday night. Still room for improvement, but very pleased with what we did.
Yeah, held the Sage Dawson quarterback kid 9 for 17 throwing for 94 yards and the 1 interception, and had negative 16 rushing yards with the pressure that you're able to get on him, sacks, negative yards, things like that. So we're able to kind of keep him in check. You talk about offense. Kaya had a big night for him. For most quarterbacks, we'll say a good night for Kaya. 11 for 19, 216 yards and a touchdown. Led the team in rushing, 8 carries for 65 yards. And then Doan Chase stepped up again, had another good night for him, 15 for 61 and a touchdown. And you talked about Cade Grundy, and it'd be crazy not to mention it. He had 4 catches for 127 yards and a touchdown, and 3 of them were circus spectacular type catches.
Absolutely. And Kai's percentage on the completions, there was 2 or 3 drops in there. There were a couple that might have been pass interference, even though they weren't called, that our receivers may have had a chance at. So it could have been an even better night overall, but you can't fault the numbers that you see there. Cade made plays. Kaya, I thought, played well within the offense. I think he ran when he had to. He threw when he was able. He let the game come to him and didn't force anything. When he does that, you get a calm demeanor over the team. And I thought that's what you saw offensively. And he played defense. He started force defensively at free safety. I think he had 5 tackles, 3 solos, 2 assists, something like that. The young man probably should have been starting and playing for us the last couple or 3 years, but there's obvious reasons he wasn't. But, I was really happy with the way everybody played. And you said all the phases kind of clicked. And when that happens and we continue to get better, the drive-killing penalties were out of there except for the head coach who got a 15-yarder. He still owes the team for that. But, in doing so, the penalties were cut down. We did a lot of positive things and still have a lot of room to progress and get better.
Sure. Mikey Garland, didn't have a whole lot of yards total, but you put that young man back here in the backfield in that big package, 5 carries for 25 yards, and inside the 5-yard line, he's almost unstoppable.
He is. He loves that and can't wait to get to that part of the field where we're going to put him and let him run the ball. He may only touch it 2 or 3 times, and he'll score 2 or 3 times. Mikey, as we've talked before, is a throwback, good physical, hard-playing kid. Loves the game, craves contact, had a great night. And it is pretty simple. We're pretty decent up front right now and have been. Putting the big back there like that, getting somebody in front of them, it's good old-fashioned football, simply putting the hand, getting heavy on the hand and running the ball. And you have to be able to do that inside the 10, and fortunately, with the combination we just talked about, we've been able to.
So again, you'll go up to Danville and come away with the 42-3 victory, open up 1-0 in district play, and that leads us to this week, Coach. Lexington Christian comes to the Briar Patch. Had been undefeated until they decided to go across town and take on Frederick Douglass last week and took a big loss. Looking at the films on them, maybe film on that game, did Frederick Douglass give you any kind of blueprint on how to slow down, stop them?
It was more of a rivalry game. That game was tied 0-0, I believe, deep into the second quarter. For a 2A program to seek out a 6A program and initiate a game, it tells you how good Coach Charles feels about his team up there. He knows they're a state title contender. He knows that he has a very good team and has a really good shot. And kudos to him for wanting to test those kids and going up against a 6A powerhouse there. We saw some things. The biggest thing that I saw was it was a crosstown rivalry. And those things you can throw out the window when it comes to scoring, things like that, for the simple fact that there's so much emotion put into it. But what you saw was a small 2A program hang with a 6A program for 2 quarters, and it got away from them late. But LCA is built for a long run. They have great speed. Their system, they're going to run 70, 80 plays of offensive game if they can. They're no huddle, they're in and out, so many formations, so many motions. Kids are moving left and right, and it's very difficult. They've done a really good job of getting that offense prepared, and they're difficult to defend. And, to only give up 6 points to them, Frederick Douglass obviously did an excellent job, but it's a little different when you have the same amount of kids, the same amount of numbers, and you're not platooning and things like that. And so it'll be up to us to see whether we can get lined up, whether we can keep our breath about us and keep our playing shape about us as the game goes on.
Yeah, I will say this, and I'm sure you probably remember this too. It's been 3 or 4 years ago, back down at our place. They actually got a delay of game penalty because they snapped the ball too quick.
Correct.
They
yes,
went
sir.
To set it down, and they snapped it before the official could get out of the way. So they do like to get the ball off as quick as they possibly can.
They do, and their system is built for that. Their quarterback, the Neves kid, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I really like how that kid runs the offense. He is a downhill runner. Yeah, he runs fearless. They run a lot of dual counter, pulling the guard and tackle, kicking out and trapping with him, but he's downhill, hard runner. He's surrounded by speed. They've gotten better up front. In defense, I'm sure we'll talk here in a minute, but a lot of the guys flip over and play. Good speed, good quickness up front, get off the ball very well coached. Like I said, just a team that's primed to make a state title run.
Yeah, and you talk about the Neves kid. He's a familiar name to most people that have followed the program. Quarterback up there after the Barnhart kid left, and he's done a really good job of running that offense. They've started off a little bit slow passing yards, but they were playing to sell. But for the rest of the season, they've been putting up close to 300 yards passing yards. And his main man that he's throwing the ball to is an electric athlete up there, number 20, Xavier Brown kid.
Division I kid. I think he's got 3 or 4 Power 5 offers already. Just a kid that has great size, great speed. When you look at him on film from last year to this year, you can tell he's found the weight room. He's put in a lot of hard work, great speed, catches the ball well. They make him really dangerous because they move him all over the place. You may see him at running back. You may see him at X receiver, wide receiver. You may see him at quarterback. They run some wildcat with him. So they do a good job of getting him involved in the offense, and he's a danger to take it to the end zone each and every time he touches the football.
Yeah, I think with the exception of one ball game, he has led the team in rushing and receiving both times. their defense, like you said, they like to give some pressure, get after the quarterback. They play a very good, stay in their lanes, do the jobs that they're supposed to do. But led by Matty Liebrick, he's one that's been around for a couple of years too. It's a force on defense.
Absolutely, I think he's leading them in tackles like 126 in 5 games, and that shows you how much the young man is all over the football field. He is absolutely really good at his angles. He's good at downhill. Last year they brought a lot of pressure to us, and when they did, they left a linebacker in the middle, and I think it was the Liebrick kid they left in the middle to spy Kaya to keep him out of the run game. We expect a lot of the same thing coming from him. But, he's a leader of that defense, and it's an opportunistic defense that gets after you. They'll slant and angle, not the biggest up front, but certainly quick and powerful. And those guys are really difficult to block if you don't get your hips down and get underneath them, and can cause some issues. So our offensive line has to be really good versus their front. We have to kick up the blitzes that are going to be coming and communicate, eyes up, and get our hot game going and our pass protection scheme going, and hopefully that'll lead to some success for us.
I know going into the Danville game, had a few injuries, some problems going on. Coming out of the Danville game, going in this one, how do we look health-wise right now?
The only one we're missing right now, I believe, is Jackson Cooper. And Jackson has had a knee injury that's going to end the season for us. He's going to try to brace and play, hopefully in a couple of weeks. And for his sake, I hope so. Jackson has been a pleasure to coach. It was good to get him back. It was one of the most downhill safeties we've had when it comes to the run game. He'd absolutely get downhill, tackled well in open space. So we moved Kaya back there. We've been missing that. So he's the young man that we're missing right now. Hopefully there's a chance we can get him back. But we're missing him right now. Everybody else seems to be pretty healthy. We've got some bumps and bruises that have set some people down this week, but they've been in practice and mentally into it. So we're going to go into it as healthy as we possibly can be.
Okay. One thing I want to ask about, and you may tell me to step off or whatever, is I know your feelings on it. You play the games and how it works out. At the end of the year, you'll play whoever's put in front of you. But I guess the RPI came out this week, and Somerset sitting at 6th. And again, you're more than welcome to tell me that you don't want to talk about it. But how do you feel about the RPI ranking?
The RPI helped us greatly last year, even though I dislike it and still do dislike it now, because the simple fact was the RPI was put in after we'd already signed our 2-year contracts. And what it basically does is it gives more credence to beating a bigger team that may not be as strong as a smaller team. I'll give you an example. If we were to play Pikeville, we have an open week in 2 weeks. If we were to play Pikeville, who is a state champion the last 2 or 3 years, I'm not sure which, but I know they've got 4 or 5 overall,
right,
and we were to win, it wouldn't help us RPI-wise. If we were to lose, it would hurt us, okay? But if we were to play a bigger school that may not be on par with the Pikeville and beat them, we would get points for that. To me, it just doesn't take into account the level of programs we play. We do play smaller schools like Hazard, who's always a threat to win 1A. We always play a Beechwood, who's a threat at one time to win 1A, is now a 2A program. We play those teams, and our district is stacked as is, so we play those teams in order to get better. And we could go out and pad our record and pad our scores and pad people's, win-loss records. I don't think that helps our program.
No.
I told you before, and everybody laughs at me, I could care less about my record as long as we're playing as best we can do as we go into the playoffs, because I don't think a record is indicative of how good a team is.
Right.
So the old saying is, I've worn out and used too much, it is what it is. I'm not a fan of it, but that's the rules we're playing by, so we're going to take and abide by those. We have to travel in the first round. Second round, I know we got to play through district. We will. The fact that we're getting to play football, I'm just extremely happy with. Would I like to see it changed? Absolutely, or at least tweaked a little bit to include the level of talent that you play in the competition that you have.
Like you said, he usually runs its course, takes care of itself, and like I said, I know you told me and we've talked about you're going to play whoever they put in front of you, wherever you have to play them, it doesn't matter. But we do have Lexington Christian coming into the Briar Patch this Friday night, 7:30. Look to have a big crowd as best we can have on hand with the COVID restrictions. I know if you want to try to get tickets, get out early. There probably will still be some left, but come out and support the Briar Jumpers. Need to go to a big 2-0 district win. Coach, Friday night, good luck to you.
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
We, the people of this great land, are resilient and will get through this. And buying and selling is the real stimulus. Land and real estate are the premium investments, and they're not just making any more land. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we'll get you the most for your property with live, online, and multi-parcel auctions. Selling farms, homes, developments, and commercial properties for top dollar. Give us a call or online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been serving and supporting our local communities. We want you to know that we are here for you and your family. Someone you can trust, someone you can count on, now and for the better days to come. Trusted, loyal, dedicated, helpful, and consistent. Toyota of Somerset. Come see us or visit us online at toyotaofsomerset.com.
Keys of the game tonight are brought to you by Whitest Cabinets. At Whitest Cabinets, they provide their customers with friendly service. They value your business, and it's their mission to provide reliable products and services. The courteous and professional team at Whitest Cabinet Design Center can turn your vision into reality. Visit the Whitest Cabinet Design Center on the corner of South 27 and Slate Branch Road to learn more about what they can do for you. Chris, we're about 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go before kickoff. If you're LCA tonight, what are your keys to tonight's game?
Attack, attack, attack. Like I said, they were going to be one of the fastest teams that we see all year long as far as getting plays off. They have a very good dual threat quarterback, a very good dual threat running back and wide receiver in Xavier Brown, and they want to light up the scoreboard. They don't want to get into a slugfest game with Somerset, so see how many points they get on the board.
And if you're Somerset tonight, what are your keys to the game?
A little bit of the opposite. My key right now tonight is going to be on the offensive line. If the offensive line can play well and give Kaya time back there and open up some holes for Doan in that rushing attack and control the clock, I think that will give them a great position to win tonight. And
those are your keys to the game tonight, brought to you by Whitest Cabinets. Chris, we're now 1 minute and 41 seconds left to go. Teams are on the Lexington Christian team is on the sideline. The Somerset team in the end zone, getting ready to enter onto the field. The coaches have had a chance to go down and speak to their kids one last time, give them a little bit of game preparation for a game tonight that should be excellent.
It really should. Like I said, I've been looking forward to this all year. Lexington Christian is right there on the level with my dislike for Danville and Lexington Christian now. They have jumped up there. And when I played back in the time, and Lexington Christian wasn't even around. So Danville is still number one in my slot right now, but Lexington Christian is a 1A.
You're watching the Buffalo Wings and Rings video game of the week on Lake Cumberland Sports. Buffalo Wings and Rings created your way, always fresh and never frozen burgers. We want to remind everybody that the next video cast will be next Friday, where you can watch the Pulaski County versus Southwestern game. Also has huge district implications for the two 5A schools here in town.
Yeah, that should be another dandy. Southwestern undefeated coming into the night's game. Pulaski County only has the one loss and has really got their offense clicking here in the last couple of weeks. So I really expect that to be a knockdown, drag-out 5A game next week.
I'll be curious to see tonight. I think both teams are in action. One is at South Laurel tonight. South Laurel is at Southwestern, and Pulaski is on the road at East Jessamine, or was it West Jessamine?
East Jessamine.
So hopefully we'll get some scores to pass along to you as the night goes along.
And we're just about ready for some football here. Robert, Lexington Christian comes out, and again, with the COVID restrictions, we don't have a coin toss, so I'm not going to be able to tell you who has won the coin toss, but Lexington Christian will receive, and they have receiver sitting back at the 10-yard line. It's going to be tough seeing the numbers again tonight, Robert. So
yeah, we're in the press box tonight, which is a beautiful thing.
Richardson puts his foot to it, and Xavier Brown is going to take it at the 9-yard line. He comes right up the middle, cuts off to the right, makes a man miss, spins over to the left, and then he's going to be brought down right there at about the 26-yard line, where Lexington Christian will take over 1st and 10 right there.
Somerset this year, as the game starts early, when their defense comes out before any adjustments are made, always seem to be giving up huge plays early before the adjustments are made to get it corrected. So tonight, one of the keys that I think would have to happen is they've got to control the line of scrimmage.
Pistol formation. Nevis sits back there, and he's got Xavier Brown right behind him in the shotgun. Turns around and hands it off to him in the right corner, and he's hit immediately by Gerard Smith right there as soon as he got the handoff, and he's going to be lost of about 2 on the play. So great first play of the night by the Briar Jumper defense.
And that's what's going to take to happen tonight. Gerard Smith, again, moved up to the front line, able to go in there and wreak some havoc up front, and that's what that young man is good for.
And here comes Lexington Christian in a hurry. It's a fake to Brown this time. A quarterback keep off the right side, and he avoids about 3 would-be tacklers and gets all the way up to about the 31, where it'll be 3rd and about 5.
3rd and about 5, a 3rd and manageable 5. Again, if you're Somerset, you want to establish this game. You want to establish dominance early. You want to be able to come out and hold this team to a 3-and-out to get this game started.
Xavier Brown split out wide to the right, single coverage right now. I think the Lexington Christian coaching staff may have seen that, looking to try to get the ball in his hands. Nevis looks over, changes his play call, sends a man in motion, drops straight back to pass. He's looking down the left sideline. He's got a man down there, and it's going to fall incomplete. He had 2 receivers behind the coverage, Robert, and if he just throws that ball about 5 yards farther, it's a touchdown.
Maybe in a little bit of miscommunication in the backfield, but that's something that these 2 safeties can talk to each other about and hopefully right that ship before that becomes a problem this game.
So Briar Jumper defense does hold on the first possession, and the Eagles are going to be forced to punt. Kay Grundy is back deep. Oh, it's bobbled, trying to find something. Now he's going to be forced to run. Now he's going to kick it left-footed. So good job by that young man, number 44 for the Eagles. That's Andrew Dobbs. Bobbled the snap a little bit and had to flush his way out of there and kick it away with his left foot. So with 10:36 to go in the first quarter, Briar Jumpers getting ready to take their first possession at the 42-yard line.
Henderson Chiropractic is committed to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need and the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic.
Briar Jumpers will break the huddle. Shotgun formation. Kai's going to empty the backfield. He's going to send Ricky Gilmore and Gavin Stevens up to the right. Takes the snap. He's just a quarterback drawer up the middle. Kaya lowers his shoulder, runs over Matty Liebrick, Lexington Christian's top tackler on the defense this year. Gain of about 3 on the play will be 2nd and 7.
One thing I'd like to see them do more often is be able to give design runs just for Kaya. He's athletic, elusive, has the good enough speed. Talked about that on KSR today, that he has good enough speed, especially to get past the front line.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Doan in the backfield with Kai. He rolls out to his left looking to pass. He's got some time. He throws it up to Grundy down the left sideline, just runs out of room down at about the 20-yard line. Lexington Christian had good coverage, but only 1 man there, and I'll take my chances one-on-one coverage with Kay Grundy every time.
I will too, and if you watch the play unfold, you notice that the offensive line's doing their job up front. Gave a little bit of pressure at the end of the play once Kaya was able to scramble. Once you get outside the pocket, it makes it kind of tough for the offensive line to hold contain.
So 3rd and 7 from the 45-yard line for the Briar Jumpers. Kaya breaks the huddle, sends Grundy wide to the right, Gilmore and Stevens wide to the left, moves Hawkins over to the left. Double coverage up there on Grundy, and the Lexington Christian Eagles are going to take the first United Cumberland Bank timeout of the night with 9:57 to go in the opening quarter in a scoreless ball game here at the Briar Patch.
Skip Cottrell's Tire Pros offers straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties and a hassle-free experience. Did you know that Skip Cottrell's makes automotive services easy with their online appointment booking as well as special financing available? Let Skip Cottrell's Tire Pros get you back to being when on the move was carefree. Skip Cottrell's Tire Pros, hassle-free guaranteed. To find out more, visit us in-store at 4285 South Highway 27 in Somerset or online at skipstirepros.com. Again, with 9 minutes and 57 seconds left to go on the Randall D. Turpin scoreboard, Somerset and LCA tied at 0.
Lexington Christian did something right there, Robert, that I wanted to bring up in my keys of the game, but I failed to do so. Both these teams need to make the complementary players beat you. Don't let Xavier Brown for Lexington Christian or Kay Grundy for Somerset make somebody else beat you. And Lexington Christian decided they were going to put double coverage on Cade this time. Now they walk a man out, and they have double coverage over Cade, and he's going to jump just a little bit early, and it'll be a false start on the Briar Jumpers and back them up 5 yards.
It's uncharacteristic 5-yard penalty for Cade. I think he saw the switch between the two people, wasn't really paying attention to the ball snap. Just a little bit of a jump.
So the ball will be moved back to the 40-yard line, where it will now be 3rd and 12 for Somerset on their opening possession tonight. Empty backfield set again. Guy sends 3 to the left and 2 receivers out wide to the right. Takes a snap, drops straight back. He's got time, and he finds is that Gavin Stevens right there at the 40, so a gain of 20 on the play on a big 3rd down conversion will give the Briar Jumpers their first Turner Realty Group first down of the night and move the ball into Eagles territory.
That's one thing that this Lexington Christian team is going to have to do, and just like you alluded to a moment ago, they're going to have to respect the other players on the field, because Kate Grundy can beat you, but these other guys can too.
That's right. So Doan in the backfield just off to Kai's left this time, takes a snap, hands it off to Chase right up the middle. He bursts through the line of scrimmage. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play. So good, hard, quick burst of speed by Chase Doan right there, his first touch of the night, and give the Briar Jumpers a 2nd and 5 from the 35.
And if Chase Doan can have that kind of production all night long, continue to feed the young man the football.
Same formation, 2 receivers to the right, 2 down to the left. Kai just got Chase off to his left side. Eagles showing a little bit of pressure, drop straight back, and here they come. He's got one-on-one coverage. He throws it up there, and it is knocked away. Pass was intended for Stevens out there in the right corner down about the 10-yard line. Got his hands on it, but the defender did a good job going up through the arms and breaking the ball loose.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Playbook opens up a little bit for a 3rd and 5, but I don't expect them to do anything too flashy. But it seems that while I'm looking at the defense, the middle of the field seems to be a little bit open, so maybe to try to attack that right now.
Well, there was single coverage all over the place on that play. Same formation, Doan just off to Kai's left, takes the snap. He's looking down there. He finds Stevens, hits him in the hands right at the first down marker, but it falls incomplete, and it will bring you up 4th and 5 for the Briar Jumpers.
4th down and 5.
Decision time here. You're 35 yards out. Looks like they're going to bring the punt team out.
Yeah, definitely too far for a field goal. Coach Lucas decides a little bit too far to go for it, so he's going to try to play defense here and pin the Eagles deep in their own territory. Hawkins standing right at the 49-yard line. Xavier Brown standing on his goal line, and it is just an end-over-end kick right at the 10-yard line. It bounces, and it's going to roll into the end zone. So net of only about 15 on the play, but Eagles will have to go 80 yards. So with 8:50 to go in the opening quarter, a scoreless ball game here at the Briar Patch.
Entrust Counseling has made it their mission to be the trusted leader in promoting mental wellness in our communities through individualized care. Stay healthy at home with counseling and case management services using your phone or computer. Call them at 606-676-0638 to get services started today from anywhere in Kentucky. Visit their Facebook page at Entrust Healthcare Counseling for all their latest updates and giveaways.
Lexington Christian comes out. Xavier Brown split out wide to the right. Davis calling out the signal, send a man in motion from left to right. Just a quick pitch out there to the left side. He's got a little bit of room. He breaks free for a gain of about 4 on the play, and that was Parker Cheney on the carry. I apologize. That was Will Vernon on the carry. He gained about 6, bringing up 2nd and 4. So positive yards on first down that time for the Eagles, and they come back out in the pistol formation. Almost an inverted wishbone, turns around and hands it off to Xavier Brown off the left side, and the Briar Jumpers are there to hit him. Then he squirts free, and he's going to get a pass at the 30 up to the 35 all the way up to the 37 where they'll pick up a first down. So they had him
stop for a short game, but just got to wrap up, got to make tackles happen. The young man's elusive, quick, shifty, but you still got to make contact and stop him where the play actually has a chance to stop.
So same formation this time. Brown will dot the I in the pistol formation this time. So from the 37, Nevis takes a snap. Brown goes in motion out of the backfield and hands it off to Vernon this time. And he is brought down back there. A great tackle by Kaya Sharon coming up from the safety spot. And that is Parker Cheney on the carry. And he's going to lose about 4 on the play. Be 2nd and 14.
It's good defense by Kaya. Read that one, sniffed it out, stayed in his position, and only committed once the run started. So good defensive play by the young man.
So Kaya playing a little more defense tonight than you normally see out of him. Real tight formation this time by the Eagles. They send Brown in motion. It's just a jet sweep to him off the left side. He's looking for a cutback lane. He finds one, but then there's Briar Jumpers there on the ground, trip him up. Gerard Smith. And I couldn't tell who the other tackler was over Robert, but gain of only about 4 on the play will bring it 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I'm having trouble reading the numbers from here, but it looks like Gerard, Jacob, and I think Tyler Harvey up front.
So this time, got one-on-one covers down here with Grundy and Brown. That's a great matchup. Nevis looks over to the sideline. He gets a new play. Sends his man in motion. He's back and looking to pass down that left sideline again. He's got a man down there wide open again, Robert. Just run right by the defender. I don't know what that coverage is, but that's twice that they have had that play wide open. This time, Nevis makes the pass complete to Evan Brown, and the Eagles jump out on top, 6-0.
Yeah, that was twice that they caught somebody asleep back there, and I don't know if that's just a play that they're setting up to make happen or what, but yeah, you got to make a defensive adjustment now and quick because that play's been open twice.
Yeah, 2 times they've had a receiver wide open down the left sideline. The first time, Nevis just underthrew it, had two receivers out there open. This time he finds the wide open man, and the Eagles go in and draw first blood. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. So with 6:45 to go in the first quarter, the Lexington Christian Eagles lead 7-0.
Join us after the game on Facebook for our Alton Blakely postgame show. We'll try to get some words from Coach Lucas tonight after the ball game. SUV season continues at Alton Blakely Ford. That means savings for you on the great lineup of Ford SUVs, a 2020 EcoSport, Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition. Also a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles for any budget. Again, with 6 minutes and 45 seconds left to go on the Randall D. Turpin and CPA scoreboard, Lexington Christian leads 7-0.
Well, Robert, the Briar Jumpers have found themselves in this position several times this season, allowing the other team to come out and score first on them. And then they settled down, made the adjustments they needed to. Offense got clicking, and then they've been able to control the game moving forward. But this is a different foe in Lexington Christian.
It is, and I've seen the coaches down here speaking to the players in the secondary. They already know that some adjustments need to be made, and that's good because that's just you can't let people get that wide open because this LCA team will eat you up if you let them.
So Andrew Dobbs will be kicking off here for the Eagles. Ball down on the 40-yard line. Cade Grundy and Chase Doan standing on their own 10. Foots to it, and it's a short end-over-end kick that will hit right at the 21. Cade will come up and pick it up. Makes one man miss, makes another one. Now he's got a little bit of room. He squirts by, makes a couple of guys miss, and he's all the way up to midfield. So great return by Cade Grundy. Puts the Briar Jumpers back in good position here right at the 50-yard line.
That's the elusiveness, elite speed that Cade Grundy has. You get the ball in his hands and give him a seam, and he'll find it. And that's something that this Somerset team needs, just a little bit of jolt of energy to try to get this drive started.
He's hobbling off on that play a little bit, so hate to see him coming off the sideline here because he was one-on-one against Xavier Brown in the secondary and need him on the offense.
Yeah, man.
So hopefully he'll be okay. Somerset comes out in a little heavy package this time, turns around, hands it off to Mikey Gallen off the right side, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Going to fall forward for a gain of about 2 on the play. depending on where they spot it, will bring up 2nd and 8.
Going to the heavy package early. That was something that was alluded to, that there was a package that could be formed with Tyler Harvey in the backfield, Mikey Garland running the football with another lead blocker up front. Again, old school smash mouth football.
So Dylan Keith, Mikey Garland in the backfield with Kaya. Turned around, fakes it this time. He's looking for Stevens up the right sideline. He's got a man there, and again, defender right there in his face. And right as the ball got there and hands went up, defender puts his arms up through the Gavin's hands and rips the ball out, and it falls incomplete. So good coverage.
Yeah, but something that Gavin's going to have to do is use his size to his advantage. Not too many receivers out there in the state of Kentucky, 6'4", 6'5", like he is. Rangy, athletic, got to be able to make just a little bit of an adjustment and get to the highest point of the catch, make it impossible for a defender to defend that.
So 3rd and 8 here for the Briar Jumpers right at the 48-yard line. Be a good time to pick up a first down right here, Robert. Kaya takes a snap, drops straight back. Christian brings late pressure, and the ball is thrown out there to Gilmore, and he acted like he didn't ever see the ball, but a flag comes in late. May have roughing the passer, but now they're pointing
back towards Somerset, but I'm not sure what the still no signal as of yet.
They're looking over to the Lexington Christian sideline. Now I think he's just telling them what it is. I think it is going to be on the Eagles. Still waiting for the initial announcement. This referee crew likes to take their time. Personal foul on Somerset, offsetting. So a little bit of chippiness going on here early in the game, offsetting personal fouls, but that will be a dead ball foul, so the play will count and will bring up 4th and 8, and so the Briar Jumpers will be forced to punt it away again. Hawkins is standing back at his 40, and this time Will Vernon will be back deep for the Eagles, standing at his own 12-yard line to receive the punt.
Still taking a long time just to get a snap off. The officials haven't set this ball in motion yet.
This officiating crew likes to take their time, Robert. I'll just tell you that right now. Anyway, Hawkins waiting on the snap. It's a low snap, but he does get it. He gets it off. It is an end-over-end kick, and it's going to hit right at the 25, take a Lexington Christian bounce and stop dead, and it will be down right there at the 27. Well, Lexington Christian will take over their 3rd possession of the night, leading the Briar Jumpers 7-0.
We want to remind everybody to stay tuned to the end of tonight's coverage. Well, we will be awarding a Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game and a Modern Systems Defender of the Game. Since 1979, Modern Systems have been defending communities all across Kentucky, and they're proud to be part of the communities they serve, committing time and sponsorships to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay Life, March of Dimes, Heart Walk, local school programs, and many more.
Power formation by the Eagles, turns around and hands it off to Big Jeffrey Selby off the left tackle there, and he's going to fall forward for a gain of about 4 on the play. So we'll bring up, I guess they'll give him 5 balls, put all the way up to the 29-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 5.
Somerset desperately needs a stop here.
Brown and Nevis in the backfield. Nevis takes a snap, fakes it to Brown. Now he's looking to pass, flushed out of the pocket out to the left. Those on the run to Liebrick out there, and he is going to pick up about 15 on the play. So first down yardage for the Eagles, brings the ball up close to midfield at about the 48. And Lexington Christian's in a hurry. They take the snap, and it's a quarterback.
In a hurry, but I think they got some movement up front.
I'm telling you, I saw this 2 years ago, Robert, and they had a delay of game on the offense for snapping the ball too quick, and there we see it again. I don't understand that call, but they're going to get them for a delay of game because they snapped it too quick.
Snapped it before it was placed, and the referee blew the whistle, I suppose?
Yeah, they had to. The ball was placed, obviously, got that snap off, but apparently the red and the white hat had not played or had not blew the whistle ready for play yet, so they got a delay game. So backs them up 5 yards, be 1st and 15. Nevis looking over to the sideline, looking for a different play call. Briar Jumper showing a little bit of pressure. Now they back out. Man in motion from left to right. Nevis fakes the pitch. He's looking to pass. He's got Brown out there. He's behind Grundy. And it is going to be a big catch from Nevis to Brown all the way down to about the 6-yard line. So it will set the Eagles up 1st and goal right there.
Somerset's going to have to push back and give a little bit of cushion on that outside play because you can't give – I mean, I know Kay Grundy's fast, but Xavier Brown is next level fast.
And just a wildcat formation to Brown off the right side, and he's fighting for yardage. He gets tackled. I'm telling you what, that young man fighting hard. He got hit right there at about the 5 by about 3 Briar Jumpers, then squirted free. Grundy tried to make the tackle. He squirted free from him and then dove into the end zone. So Brown in for his first touchdown of the night. And with 4:55 to go in the first quarter, Briar Jumpers down 13-0, pending the extra point.
Last time we've seen this was the Breathitt County game where we kind of looked at each other and went, uh-oh.
So Eagles on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good, hold is good, and kick is up and good. So 4:55 to go in the first quarter. Robert, Briar Jumpers have been punched in the mouth. We'll see how they respond, trailing 14-0.
Since 1979, Modern Systems has been defending communities all across Kentucky, and they are proud to be part of the communities they serve, committing time and sponsorship to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay for Life, March of Dimes, Heart Walk, local school programs, and many more. Modern Systems, your neighbors and your friends, and they work 24/7 to protect the things that matter most to you. From homes to businesses to schools and churches, let Modern Systems be your trusted name in security. And again, looking over at the scoreboard, Somerset down 14-0. Still 4:55 left to go in the first quarter.
All kinds of time, obviously. Still in the first quarter. We'll just have to see how the Briar Jumpers respond here. But you come out, you don't put points on the board this possession and allow Lexington Christian to go down and put you down 21-0. Now you got some concerns.
Yeah, you do. And the one thing that I don't want to see is a lot of finger pointing on the sidelines or anything like that. That's the one thing that you could ill afford to do here. You are in a hole, but you have so much time left on the clock that you just got to start making plays.
Just don't get excited. Play your game. We've had several drop passes. Lexington Christian has played good defense and knocked some passes away, but there's still plenty of time to do what you need to do.
Right.
Dobbs ready to kick the ball away. Grundy and Doan standing on their 10-yard line ready to receive it, and it is a low line drive kick that will get over Doan's head and get through the end zone. So touchback will bring the ball out to the 20-yard line where the Briar Jumpers will take over 1st and 10 right there.
Smart play by Kay Grundy. Let that ball sail over his head and bring it out to the 20. Regroup your offense and just get some positive yardage. Even if it's a long drive, just get points on the board here.
Yeah, it's very critical that you answer right here somehow, some way, drive the ball down the field, whether it's a quick strike touchdown or it's a slow, long, methodical drive, and keep the ball out of Lexington Christian's hands. But they got to put points on the board. Guy comes out, 3 receivers to the left. Stevens split out wide to the right, takes the snap, hands it off to Doan, and he is walloped right there, right across the line of scrimmage. Short gain on the play. Move the ball up to about the 22. We give him 2 on the play, make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, if you're going to run across the middle on this defense, you're probably going to get hit. But I like the fact that the young man's just lowering his shoulders and trying to make something happen.
So Somerset breaking the huddle comes out. Shotgun formation. This time going to send 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. Doan in the backfield with him. Kai drops straight back to pass. He's looking for Hawkins right there. Just a quick hitter to the tight end right in the middle of the field that you're talking about, Robert. And he's going to fall across the 30 to the 31, and that will give the Briar Jumpers a Turner Realty Group 1st down.
10-yard gain on the play. 1st down, Jumpers.
It's a good play right in the middle of the field, which was open. If you're going to give them the short yardage, just take it.
So 4 minutes on the clock in the first quarter. Briar Jumpers trail 14-0. Just a bubble screen out there to Gilmore. The Eagles are right there to track him down. He might get back to the line of scrimmage, depending on where they spot it. But the Eagles were there to string it out.
Pass complete to Gilmore. There's a flag down.
There is a flag on the play. The referees get together to talk about it.
Usually indicative of a long screened out play like that, and a flag right about where it's thrown, generally a hold of some kind.
Right.
But like you said, they're not in any hurry.
Nope, they're going to back us up. So it is going to be – that's a personal foul on the Briar Jumper. So worse than a hold. You could have – hold would have been better in that situation. That's going to back them up 15 yards and going to bring up 1st and 25.
Not sure what the personal foul was for, but no statement made.
1st and 26, depending on where it was marked. The ball's down at the 15-yard line. Line that gains the 41. So 1st and 26 for the Briar Jumpers, backed up now into their own territory, deep in their territory. Kai comes out, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. He drops straight back looking to pass. He's got time. He throws it out here to Grundy. Great throw and catch right there. Grundy goes down to get it right at the 26-yard line, 27-yard line. So they get some of the penalty yardage back. It will bring up 2nd. No, they gave them the down last time. It was a dead ball, so it's 3rd down. Is that right?
That's what they said. I thought that it must have been after the play.
So 3rd and 14 here for the Briar Jumpers instead of 2nd down. So changes things quite a bit. Lexington Christian running players all over the place. Grundy's got Gilmore wide open at the 40, blown coverage. He's one man to beat, and he gets down to about the 41-yard line. So Lexington Christian looks discombobulated on defense. Had guys running around all over the place and left Gilmore wide open.
Needed that in a big bad way. And sometimes these teams that don't expect you to come out with a little bit of a hurry-up offense, you might catch them off guard because they make a lot of switches on defense.
So all the way into Lexington Christian territory at the 41. So big play. Same formation this time. 2 receivers to the right. Grundy and Hawkins will split out wide left. Grundy drops straight back to pass. He's just going to throw it out here to Doan. Bobbles a little bit, makes a man miss, makes 2 men miss, and he gets down to about the 31. Brown came up from a safety spot, made a good open field tackle, but not until Doan picks up right at 10 on the play, and they are going to give him a 1st down.
And Doan being the safety outlet on that play in open field, he is shifty and hard to get a hand on. What was it you said? The one time hit that D button twice, made a couple man miss?
That's right. So Briar Jumpers come out after another Turner Realty Group 1st down, looking to put some points on the board here in the opening quarter. Kai, a little trap to Doan. He makes a man miss, jumps to the outside, gets all the way down to the 25-yard line. So another good run. Wasn't a whole lot of room in between the tackles, and he bounced it outside, and they are going to give him another Turner Realty Group 1st down. Ball marked right at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, that's just a I want to play. And you're going to have a lot of that from these young men tonight. I want to play. 14 points down, you can't take plays off.
So far, Robert, this has been a great answer by this offense. Coming down 14-0, need to put points on the board, and they put themselves in position in the Rick Barker Realty red zone. Handoff right up the middle. Garland punched his way up right up the middle. They're going to let him gain of about 2 on the play. No, gain of 1, bring up 2nd and 9.
About 1 yard on the play. 2nd down.
So Dylan Keith and Doan will be in the backfield with Kaya this time. Grundy and Stevens split out wide right. Gavin drops straight back to pass. He's got Grundy up there on the right side.
Yeah.
They are going to get pass interference this time. Last couple times, Eagle defender played really good defense, was face guarding a little bit, maybe got away with a little early contact, but this time goes through Cade and picks up the personal foul or the pass interference.
Should be half the distance to the goal, 1st down?
Yeah, ball will go down to the 9. Those are the football sitting on the 9-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Briar Jumpers at the 9. 1:43 to go in the opening quarter. Briar Jumpers looking to get on the scoreboard. Garland, big 69, comes flying in there from his defensive tackle spot. That's Anthony Johns, and hits Garland right there in the backfield and brings him down for a loss on the play.
Somebody missed an assignment somewhere because Mikey Garland had a full head of steam going one direction, and somebody came in and blindsided him.
Loss of about 3 on the play. Put the ball back at the 11. Loss of 2. 2nd and goal from the 11. Same formation. Dylan Keith and Mikey Garland in the backfield. Same play to the other side. Garland's got a little bit of room. He jumps through, makes a man miss, rolls across the 6 down to the 5. So it'll be 3rd and goal for the Briar Jumpers at the 5-yard line.
Kind of hard to do the math on the averages, but Somerset's moving the ball on the ground at about 3 yards average. So if you can just maintain the average right here, you should score.
First down.
Well, they give him a first down? They didn't even have the boxes up.
Huh?
I'm a little bit lost, but 1st and goal from the 5. I thought it was 1st and goal at the 9 2 plays ago.
I thought so too, unless they just.
Yep, they're going to get him moving.
Yeah.
Sending the man in motion. He got a little bit antsy, started leaning towards the line of scrimmage. So
I guess the half the distance didn't give the first down.
Well, I didn't think that it did, but they put the chains down, so gave them the first down because the boxes have been laying down. The chains have been laying down the entire time since they've been down here at the 9-yard line. Anyway, works out in our favor. So 1st and goal from the 10 now, so we'll start everything over again.
Don't blame me for being a little confused.
Garland and Keith in the backfield with Kai. He turns around, hands it off to Garland. And again, the Eagles, there's 4 white shirts in the backfield as soon as Mikey got the ball. So much like the same play on 1st down to go, loss of 2 on the play will bring the Jumpers back to the 12-yard line, bring up 2nd and goal, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter where the Briar Jumpers trail 14-0.
If you want a great career, Somerset Community College's career and technical programs can help. Or if you want a bachelor's degree but not massive college debt, just start at SCC and transfer to the new University Center of Southern Kentucky, located right in Somerset, and save thousands. Sign up on campus or visit us online at somerset.kctcs.edu. Don't delay, enroll today. Well, you needed a long, methodical drive. That milked, about 4 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. You're still in scoring distance, but it just seems like every time that you, the 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, you just got to make something happen here.
Yeah, Briar Jumpers have, they've had 2 penalties. One of them, the offsetting personal foul, so it didn't kill you. Start this drive, they had a personal foul, backed them up to about their 10-yard line. They've drove it 80 yards down the field and looking to try to put the ball in the end zone, but struggled a little bit with the running game. Garland's been hit twice in the backfield for short losses. He had 1 gain of about 4 on the play, but we'll see what they do here right now. Scores from other schools here in town. Pulaski County Maroons are up 8-0 against East Jessamine tonight, up at East Jessamine. And the Southwestern Warriors just continue to roll, hosting the South Laurel Cardinals tonight, up 20-0. Both of those games at the end of the first quarter. Wow. Same as ours here, end of the first, and the Briar Jumpers trail 14-0.
Hard spot to be in when you're not used to it, that's for sure.
Well, like I said, you push the ball in right here, make it a 1-score ball game, make some adjustments on defense, and we should be good to go. Kaya comes out, 2 receivers wide to the right. Steven split out wide to the left. Doan in the backfield with him. Takes a snap, hands it off to Chase, and he tries to make a cut, and there's 2 Eagles there to wrap him up immediately.
Yeah, and just when I was bragging about the offensive line early, just the pressure that LCA's been able to bring up front, just making plays that stops at the right at the line of scrimmage or for very, very short yardage.
So 3rd and goal from the 12-yard line. Kai comes over and gets a play call, comes back to the huddle. Plenty of time on the play clock, but really need to punch this in. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and the Briar Jumpers didn't like what they had there, and they will call their first United Cumberland Bank timeout of the first half.
Rick Barker and Godby Realty and Auction, names you know, names you can trust. Real estate and auction services for farm, commercial, residential, and personal. Godby Realty and Auction has 49 years of experience in the real estate and auction business, and we are ready to put that work for you. Go online at godbyrealty.com for more information.
So beginning of the second quarter here, just about 40 seconds in, 11:19 to go in the second quarter, and the Briar Jumpers find themselves in a unimaginable position, down 14-0 to Lexington Christian here at home.
Yeah, and it's not a position that they're used to being in. They're used to seeing it on the other way. However, again, a shot of confidence right here with some points in the end zone. I'm going to assume that, I don't know, you tell me what you do as the ball coach. If you are in field goal range, do you settle for the 3, or at this point do you try to go for all 7?
I think you go for it. Kaya drops straight back looking to pass. He's got Guy Bailey right there at the 5-yard line with the defender draped all over him. No flag call, knocks it loose. So we'll get to see what Coach Lucas wants to do right here. It would be balls down at the 11-yard line. Be about a 28-yard field goal. He's going to leave the offense out there, Robert.
Well, and I would too. Now, here's the thing. If you come up short on this play, if you're the offense, do not droop your head off the field. Regroup.
So empty backfield set. I expect pressure from the Eagles here. Kai is pointing a little directions. He rolls out to the right. He's under some pressure right away. He makes a man miss. Now he's going to throw it up there in the back of the end zone to Bailey, and it's going to be picked off there, just overthrew Guy in the end zone, and Lexington Christian will come up with a big turnover right there in the touchback and will bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. So a big defensive stand by the Eagles to keep the Briar Jumpers out of the end zone.
Brad Carroll and all the staff at CC's Furniture are proud supporters of all the local teams in the Lake Cumberland area. It is our hope here at CC's Furniture that all the coaches and the student athletes have a successful injury-free season. Come visit us at CC's Furniture. We would be glad to help you with all your home furnishing needs. Go Teams!
So the Eagles will come out looking to extend their lead, already up 14-0. Nevis has got one man in the backfield, 2 receivers right and left, turns around and hands it off to a big number 4, Jeffrey Selby. He's hit right there at the line of scrimmage and driven back. I'm going to give him about 2 on the play, forward motion, at about the 22, bring up 2nd and 8.
I'm sure they're going to be content to try to slow this game down a little bit and use the clock to their advantage, but I just don't know what you do here.
I don't see it. Lexington Christian will try to score 100 if they can.
Yeah, but probably true.
So Nevis looks over to the sideline, gets his play call, sends a man in motion from right to left, turns around, hands it off to number 8. That's Tyler Morris, and he's going to be gang tackled right there, right at the line of scrimmage. I think they may give him about a yard on the play. We'll bring up 3rd and 7. So 2 running plays from the Eagles.
2 running plays to set up the pass play right here, right?
Right. Brown sitting up there. Single coverage. Nevis tries to fake the snap, get the Briar Jumpers to jump. Looks over to the sideline. Brown comes in a little bit tighter. I'd say a quick pass out to Brown right here. He's looking, he rolls out that way. Gets Brown on a double move. He throws it up. Down in coverage, and he runs out of room. Ball is thrown out. So chasing good coverage right there, and will force the Eagles to punt. So a good defensive stand right there by the Briar Jumpers.
A much-needed defensive stand, too. Just you could ill afford to go down 21-0 right here at this point. Now you need like a block punt or something to go your way. Bad snap, something.
Return for a touchdown.
Yeah, man.
Briar Jumpers obviously are going to get great field position, but they haven't been able to punch it in tonight. Doan and Grundy will stand back at about their 45, 50-yard line. Here's the snap this time, and it's good. And it is a spiral to Grundy, and he does not call a fair catch, but the Eagles are right there to stop him right where he caught it at the 41. So the Briar Jumpers will take over there with 9:40 to go in the half, trailing 14-0.
Wait times are short at Quick Care Walk-In Clinic. They're focused on service, and they staff the clinic to reduce wait time spent Quick Care has lab and x-ray equipment right there in the clinic, which is another great time saver. The clinic is open and waiting for you from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays and 10 to 3 on Saturday. Of course, no appointment is necessary. Just walk in when you need us. Quick Care behind the hospital in Med Park West.
Well, Briar Jumpers break the huddle. Grundy and Bailey go wide to the left. Stevens wide to the right. Doan just off to Kai's right in the shotgun formation. Turns around and hands it on a stretch play to Doan off the left side. He finds some room this time, so positive yards on first down. Give him about 4 on the play. Ball down right at the 45. Bring up 2nd and 6.
Nice stretch play right there. Taking a 4-yard gain at this point, but you really just got to continue to run the ball in that direction. You just got to string that defense out a little bit and make them honest, because you're trying to run everything right up the middle and you're just getting stuffed.
Yeah, positive yards is what we're looking for right here, and you're exactly right. When they've tried to run the ball in the 2 and the 4 gaps, there's just not been any room. Same formation. Kaya fakes it to Doan, keeps it himself. He tries to split off the right side. Hurdles a man, going to pick up about 2 on the play. Ball up at the 48-yard line will bring up 3rd and about 4.
Seems like we've been in this position. How many times tonight it's been 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 all night long, and just can't get over that hurdle.
Yeah, 3rd and short. Another big 3rd down conversion right here. Briar Jumpers need to pick it up. Grundy and Hawkins split out wide to the right. Bailey and Stevens wide to the left. It's just a quick pass out here to Grundy on a screen. He makes one man miss, gets across the line to gain, but then the Eagles are there to wrap him, bring him down after a short gain on the play, but it is enough for a Turner Realty Group first down.
So far, Kate Grundy held pretty quiet. 16 total yards of receiving tonight. You know you want to get him involved, but again, you just got to try to spread the defense out, start picking on other receivers to try to let people get into single coverage at some point.
This time he sends Gavin wide to the right. Bailey comes over here with him. Grundy and Hawkins split out wide to the left. Doan just off of Kai's left. He hands it off to him, and again trying to run right there right up the middle. And big number 69, that's Anthony Johns. We called his name a couple times coming in from his defensive tackle spot, Robert. And he's just shutting down the inside run game.
Big, strong young man just in there to make every play that he can. But if you're not having not much luck running it right there in that spot, you might want to change it just a little.
Yeah, they've had no success.
No success at that same spot.
The same formation to come out with this time. Bailey's going to stay over here on the right slot. Doan just off to Kai's left. He fakes it to him this time, and Kai goes to pass, and the ball just squirts out of his hands. He had a man open, but as he went to throw it, ball squirted free. Lucky to fall on it right there.
Yeah, man.
So loss on the play of about 6 yards will bring up 3rd and 16 back into their own territory.
Just can't get much of anything going offensively in this half at this point. I mean, you're 6 minutes to go in the half. Score is 14-0. You need something to go your way bad here.
Good thing if we can punch the ball in right here, bring the clock a little bit, the Briar Jumpers will get the ball to open the second half. So we can try to go for that 2-for-1 score right here. Empty backfield this time. Bailey goes in motion from right to left, takes the snap, and he's got Bailey right across the middle. He gets hit right at the 40 and driven back.
I thought he had a couple more yards than that. I mean, they should have given forward progress, correct? I mean, I thought the initial contact was about 2 yards ahead of that.
But Bailey came in motion, just ran a little circle route right there in the middle of the field. Kaya hit him in stride, but the Eagles were there in coverage. Brought him down short of about 4 on the play. They need to get across the 36 to get this first down. So they will go for it on 4th down, trailing 14-0. Kai trying to get him to jump off sides, gives him a hard count. Now he's in all kinds of trouble. He throws it up. There's all kinds of contact, but they're not going to throw the flag. Now there's flags back here in the backfield. Pretty sure they're going to get roughing the passer or something.
Well, we thought that earlier, and then the marched it back for a personal foul on us, so I'm not real sure what direction we're going here, but we could use a penalty in our favor right here for sure.
Well, the problem with it, what I'm concerned about, Robert, is if it's a dead ball penalty, then they will get the yardage, but it will still be Lexington Christian's ball.
Unless it's a roughing the passer top.
Unless it's a roughing the passer. But I thought that I saw the umpire came in and give a personal foul against Lexington Christian, but it's probably going to be a dead ball. But here comes the white hat to give us the call. And it is a dead ball, unsportsmanlike against Lexington Christian, but it is after the play, so it will be a 15-yard penalty, but Lexington Christian will take over on downs.
A big thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships Kentucky for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings at any of their Somerset locations. Visit them on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships, where they treat you like family. With 5 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the half, Lexington Christian leads 14-0.
You know, on that fourth down play, Kyle wanted to get it out of his hands quick. Lexington Catholic did a good job of stepping in the lane, and then he had pressure right in his face, and he was forced to scramble back and just threw it up for a hope and a prayer, and it was not answered. Fell incomplete, and after the penalty, balls moved back to the 25-yard line where Lexington Christian will take over 1st and 10 right there. Xavier Brown dotting the shotgun formation. Man goes in motion, turns around and hands it off to Brown on a stretch play to the left side, and Kai Sharon flying in from his safety spot. They'd walked him up. He makes a tackle for a loss on the play.
So you think Kai Sharon, he loves his name being called on the offensive side of the ball, is looking for that defensive player of the game today? Of all the players that you were expecting.
That would not be the one, but he's done a good job so far on the defensive side of the ball. Nevis has got an empty backfield set this time. 3 receivers out wide to the right, 2 to the short side of the field. Takes a snap. Brown comes in motion from left to right. He fakes it to him. Nevis rolls out to his right. Now he's got some room to run, and he will get up across the 30. And there's a block in the back right there, right in front of the official. And so they will have penalty yardage tacked on right here at the end of that run, Robert.
Yeah, and that's probably finally something that goes in the direction of Somerset's favor for a change. You know, you made us a pretty good stop right there. Just the play ended up being busted, and the quarterback was able to scramble and make something out of nothing. But 15 yards from the spot of the foul will move this back at least, give them a 2nd and 20-ish. And
they got a personal foul targeting, not just a block in the back.
Oh, wow.
They got a crackback block, I guess I should say. So a bigger penalty than it would have been on the block in the back will bring the ball all the way back to the 14-yard line.
14-yard line. 2nd down.
So 2nd and 12 turns into 2nd and 22. Xavier Brown back behind Nevis in the shotgun formation. He turns around and fakes it to him, then throws a screen out there to the right. They've got blockers in front. He makes a man miss.
And that was just another play right here, right at about the 20-yard line that was there and be made, and the defender pushed him in the back and drove him to the ground. If you're going to call it, man, you got to call them both.
So they get about 15, about 12 on the play. Get all the penalty yards back. It'll be 3rd and 5 right across the 30-yard line. Nevis looks to the sideline, gets this play call, takes a snap, and it's just a quarterback run right up the middle, and he is going to be walloped right at the yard to gain, but he will pick up 1st down yardage and will move the chains just across the 35. And I'd say they will go into hurry-up mode right here, Robert.
Yeah, you got 4 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the half. Ball in your hands. You don't want to do anything too silly, but I'm sure they're going to probably take a shot or 2 downfield. They've exposed Somerset twice on long pass plays. So man goes in motion from left to right, turn around. It's a counter play to Brown right off the left side. He cuts it back up to the middle. Flag comes flying in from the referee, so we should get a holding on the Eagles and back them up right here. That should be holding at about the So to really negate that play to about a 12-yard penalty should bring up first and about 22.
So they do mark off the holding penalty, mark the ball down at the 25. So first and 21. Yard to gain for the Eagles is the 46. Substitutions coming on the field for Lexington Christian. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Sends a man in motion. That's Jeffrey Selby. Drops back to pass. Throws it out there right at the 35. Makes a man miss. Completes the pass to Elijah Hammond. So he's able to get the penalty yards back, and we'll be back to 3rd and 5 again.
It's just about time you think you got him stopped to make a play here. Just
3rd and 6.
Lather, rinse, repeat. Right back to where you were.
Just 2nd down. I thought it was 3rd. So 2nd down and 5. So Nevis looks over to the sideline and gets a play call in. Moves some people around. Takes the snap. Turns around and hands it off right off the left side. He's got some room. He's able to get across the 45 to the 46. So backed all the way up, facing a 1st and 22. 2 plays later, they picked up the 1st down close to midfield. Ball spotted at the 48.
Need some defensive adjustments made here in a big bad ways. Wonder what the halftime conversation is going to be here just momentarily.
Empty backfield, looking for a shot down the field right here, maybe, Robert. He just drops straight back. Now he's just going to throw it out there to the right side, trying to get it in Brown's hands, but I think it got tipped right there at the line of scrimmage. Jacob Smith was over there, got his hands up, forced it to fall incomplete. 2nd and 10, 3:05 to go before half. Lexington Christian on the move again, leading 14-0 here at the Briar Patch.
One thing you can say is that Somerset gave up those 2 scores pretty early in the first quarter and have held the LCA offense scoreless for at least 12 minutes of play. So looking for a bright side here.
So 2 running backs off to Nevis's right. Man comes in motion. It's just a jet sweep to him. Briar Jumpers force him to come back in, and he gets hit right there at the line of scrimmage, and he will be brought down. Brandon Jones there on the tackle did a good job holding up leverage and keeping contained out there. I said Brandon Jones. It was actually Jacob Smith on tackle. Brandon did a good job of keeping leverage, and then Jones was able to make the tackle. So 3rd and 9, need a big stop right here. Briar Jumpers showing pressure off the right side. Linebackers are walking around all over the place. Nevis takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. He just throws it out here on a little slant pattern. Pass completed to Mason Moore. Did you know that was Marty Moore's son who played at the University of Kentucky Wildcats?
Yeah, I did not know that.
Linebacker at Kentucky, son.
I think Marty's coaching on that sideline.
He is. He sure is. So after the 1st down, Eagles in a hurry-up mode here with 2:15 clock running, trying to put more points on the board. Sends Selby in motion, turns around and fakes it to Xavier. He's got a man right down the middle of the field, and Grundy in coverage is able to get up over top of him and knock it away. So good coverage that time by Grundy. Ball falls incomplete, bring up 2nd and 10.
Was able to give just a little bit of a cushion, probably off the ball a few more yards in the last play. It wasn't to Xavier Brown that time, but still was able to give good pursuit and make the play.
So using Brown a little bit more as a decoy on that play, hoping to try to hit the big one. This time they've got him split out wide to the right by himself. Nevis looks over to the sideline, gets a play change. Now he's not real sure. Play clock down to 6, and I think they're going to be satisfied to take a time out here and talk about it. So with 2:04 to go in the opening half, Briar Jumpers trail 14-0, and Lexington Christian has called their 2nd United Cumberland Bank timeout of the half.
Banking is easier. United Cumberland Bank, ATM deposits, instant issue debit cards, and a mobile app that gives you full control are just a few reasons why more Pulaski Countyans are choosing United Cumberland Bank, member FDIC. Again, we want to remind everybody to stay tuned to the end of tonight's coverage. We'll do a Facebook Live video, and we will award the Modern Systems Defender of the Game and the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game. With 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to go on a timeout, LCA leads 14-0.
And right now, Robert, I don't know about you, but offensively it's hard to find anybody that would be in the mention for the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the game.
I mean, there's no big play that stands out. We've had two plays right now for 20-plus yards, but if you negate those two plays, you're just struggling to find yardage tonight.
And like you said, our all-state Mr. Football preseason candidate quarterback playing safety is in the running for Defensive Player of the game.
Yeah.
Nevis comes out, sends a man in motion. Now he goes back to the right side. He's looking to throw it down there, and it's just a cross or just a quick slant right there to Jeffrey Selby coming out of the backfield. And they're going to get first down yardage down inside the 20 in the red zone, and they're in a hurry trying to get another play off that the clock runs under 2 minutes.
And they get a little bit of a jump, too. So
flag come in.
Twice they've tried to go into that hurry-up offense, and both times it's bit them.
And they're going to get false start. So didn't get delay a game for going too quick this time, but like you said, got their own offensive lineman going a little bit too quick, and they flinch and back them up 5 yards. So really that's the only thing that has stopped them tonight, Robert, has been penalties.
Yeah, the only thing that stopped them is themselves on the offense, that's for sure.
So 1st and 15 at the 24-yard line. Nevis looking over to the sideline. He's got Jeffrey Selby in the backfield with him. They got pieces around all over the field. Selby's been at wide receiver, running back, and now they're not real sure, and they're going to be forced to take their third and final timeout of the half. So 1:56 to go in the half. The LCA leading 14-0. Nothing. United Cumberland Bank timeout.
Are you frustrated by your bank's long drive-through lines and poor customer service? If your bank has recently consolidated to a single location, Citizens National Bank is here to earn your business. With 7 locations in Pulaski County, you're sure to find one that is convenient to you. Visit their website at CNB Somerset to find out more about their nearest branch. For over 100 years, Citizens National Bank has been moving constant and forward together in this community. We are here to stay. Citizens National Bank, moving forward together, member FDIC. Need to stop here in the worst way.
A turnover would be paramount.
Yeah.
If they could force a turnover right here, a scoop and score, a pick six, or even just stop Lexington Christian from scoring right here would be great. Nevis comes out this time, an empty backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, or 3 to the left. It brings Brown in motion. Nevis takes the snap. He's looking for Brown out here, and he's just going to get it to him out here in the flat. He makes a man miss right at the 25. There's black shirts everywhere, and Xavier Brown's just going to fall down inbounds. He may be hurt, Robert. That would be a huge blow for Lexington Christian.
Yeah,
that young man is still down.
He's still down, and there's quick medical attention to that side. Now, here's what I hope. Young Mr. Brown, you're a heck of a football player, and we sure don't want the game to be changed by one injury. So let's hope that the young man is okay. Keeping stats and the correct score is important to players, coaches, and fans. The same can be said about keeping your taxes and finances in order. For over 26 years, Randall D. Turpin CPA has been doing just that. If accounting is not your thing, then let the pros at Randall D. Turpin CPA do it for you. Proud sponsor of the Randall D. Turpin Scoreboard, and they're located on Parkers Mill Road in Somerset, Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm not going to guess or do anything, but that young man was hopping around back and forth trying to put some cuts in the play there, and he is able to hop up, but he is gingerly walking over all the way across the field. So hopefully that young man just rolled an ankle and he'll be okay, but that would be a big loss.
Yeah, it was a little concerning as quick as the medical staff was right there to attend to him. So like you said, hopefully it's something that they can go over, stretch out, maybe even tape, and the young man can get back on the field.
Yeah. So after the loss on the play, well, I guess they actually gave him 1 on the play. We'll bring up 2nd and 13. Ball spotted right at the 23-yard line. So injury timeout. Referee blows the whistle, ready to play. Eagles come off the sideline. We'll go right to the line of scrimmage. Nevis has got Selby in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Takes the snap. He rolls out to the right looking to pass. He's going to throw it. Oh, and it almost undercut there. Is that Doan?
Yeah, Doan was right. Chase Doan right there on the defender to make the play. Had he had just a little bit of territory, that would have been the turnover that they needed.
Yeah, just about undercut that and was able to pick it off, but fortunately was able to knock it away. So we'll bring up 3rd and 14 for the Eagles. Now, one thing that they do have that most teams in the state of Kentucky don't have, Robert, is they have a very good place kicker that this is definitely in range for a field goal if they can get any positive yards. Tight formation set. Nevis takes the snap, drops straight back looking to pass. He's got a man right at the 20. He hits him on the back shoulder and falls incomplete. So it'll bring up 4th and 14, and they will send on the kicking team to attempt a field goal here to put more points on the board at the end of the first half.
I was getting ready to say it was unfamiliar territory for LCA to be anywhere with 3rd and long at this position. It's something that they have not seen all night long.
So the ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line. So 40-yard field goal attempt by Andrew Dobbs. He's got the leg for it, Robert.
Got some
and they moved, so that's going to force him back. So now it's going to be a 45-yarder. That may be testing his range a little bit.
And a lot of discussion, but no movement yet up front. Okay, now they're marching it back.
Yep. False start on the offense, bring him back 5 yards. So ball will now be spotted for the kick at the 35-yard line. So it will be a 45-yarder just off the left hash.
I think they got him moving.
I think they got him moving again.
Now you're really testing the range. You're right at 50 yards.
I think now you may be forced to punt it away. Now they're talking. They may say they may get Somerset, and they are. They're going to mark this off against Somerset.
Wow.
Well, they haven't decided. These guys, the umpire sitting there with the ball moving around. I think one line judge has got false start. The other line judge has got encroachment on the defense.
And still no real decision made yet.
Nope. Conference at the 30. And they are going to turn around and back it up against Lexington Christian. So after they figure it out, they back it up. And now it's going to be a 50-yarder, Robin. If he hits this.
Kudos to the young man if he does.
That's right.
His mama better buy him a milkshake after the game or something if you hit it from 50 yards. There must be some college coaches in attendance if he's going for it this one.
There's a snap. It's down. The kick is up. It's going to be a little bit short. And it's a good thing they had two fouls, 2 penalties, because it would have been good from 40, but not for 50. So with 1:09 to go in the first half, Briar Jumpers do get the ball back, trailing 14-0.
In real estate, working with the right people matters. Barry Turner, broker and co-owner at Turner Realty Group, knows the ropes. Over the years, Turner Realty Group has developed excellent relationships with their clients. See for yourself on their Zillow profile, with more reviews than anyone in the Lake Cumberland region. Turner Realty Group is off Highway 27 between lots 21 and 22. Call 679-SOLD or go online at shopsomersethomes.com.
So a difference in high school football, I know there's some people confused about this. The kick was attempted outside the 20-yard line, so if the ball is no good, then it's just like a touchback and the ball comes out the 20-yard line. So it really didn't hurt themselves right there too awful much. The Briar Jumpers will take over at their own 20. Sharon drops straight back to pass. He just throws it out here to the right flat to Doan. He makes a man miss, gets across the 30, up to the 35, gets dragged down from the backside and rolled up to the 40, so gain of 20 on the play from Sharon to Doan.
Big play, what you needed, but clock is not going to be friendly to you, so you got to be able to get up here on the ball and get something going.
Somerset still has 2 timeouts. Sharon takes a snap, drops straight back to pass. He's looking down the field. Now he's under pressure, and he's going to be dragged down. First sack of the night by the Eagles, who lead the state in that category in 2A.
Got to get your time out here.
4.
Somebody call something.
I don't know if the Briar Jumpers are
just content to let their clock run out?
I think they were going to try to do something, but from this spot here, they got to get something across midfield before they start using them. But the clock winding down with 26, 25, 24. Kai's in the shotgun formation. Takes a snap, drops straight back to pass again. He throws it out there on the left flat to Dylan Keith. He makes a man miss, gets across the 50.
Wow.
He's going to get out of bounds right there. So now you have 12 seconds on the clock, and you do have an opportunity to maybe throw a couple balls in the end zone now.
Yeah, that's all that you can really do at this point, but you want to make sure that those balls don't go to the end zone are uncovered.
And the Briar Jumpers do take their second United Cumberland Bank timeout of the first half. That'll leave them 1 to go with 12 seconds to go in the half, and still haven't scored yet, Robert, trailing 14-0.
Conveniently located off North Highway 27 between Big Lots and Backyard Burger, Magic Monograms is a place for custom embroidery, screen printing, and so much more. They can put your designs on medical and athletic uniforms, corporate and school apparel. Find them on Facebook. Search Magic Monograms and Embroidery. 12 seconds left to go in the half. Somerset calls timeout. LCA still leads 14-0.
And I'm telling you, the Lexington Christian Eagles have done a very good job of covering up the wide receivers tonight, bringing some pressure on Kai. It's only the first sack that he's had for the night, but he's been under pressure several times, been knocked down a couple of times, but been able to get rid of it. They just haven't been able to have to get the big play tonight.
At some point, you'd like to think that they'll take a separation play here, and this is that same lineup right here that you've seen this familiar if you watched the Mayfield game last year.
Kai drops straight back looking to pass. He's under pressure. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to be hit there spying. I'm not sure who that is. If that's Liebrick is there from hit. Yeah, Matty Liebrick leading the team in tackle, just spying Kaya right there as he tries to come up, step up in the pocket, and scramble out, and gets tackled for a short loss on the play, bring up second down. But Briar Jumpers will call their third and final United Cumberland Bank timeout of the half to set up one last play.
Henderson Chiropractic is committing to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need and the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic. Now Somerset finds herself with 5 seconds left to go before halftime, looking for that one play to set up something that hopefully puts points on the board.
Hail Mary attempt time here. If they can give Kaya just a little bit of time to get outside the pocket. He's got the arm to throw the ball into the end zone. It's just a matter of whether or not he has time enough to get it off, Robert.
It's just been a long night in the office for Kai Sharon. It just seems like every time that something's getting ready to break, if you just give him 2 more seconds of time, like something could happen, but pocket collapses pretty quick.
Well, the receivers will definitely have the size advantage here on the Eagles secondary. You've got some big receivers here. They got 4 receivers here to the left or to the right. Gavin Stevens up top to the left. Gavin drops straight back. He's looking to pass, and he does not have time to get rid of it. And he's going to be hit right as he tries to let go of it. And it's going to be incomplete, and the time will run out in the first half. And the Briar Jumpers shut out at home for the first time in a long time. Trail 14-0.
The people of this great land are resilient and will get through this. And buying and selling is the real stimulus. Land and real estate are the premium investments, and they're not just making any more land. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we'll get you the most for your property with live, online, and multi-parcel auctions. Selling farms, homes, developments, and commercial properties for top dollar. Give us a call or online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been serving and supporting our local communities. We want you to know that we are here for you and your family. Someone you can trust. Someone you can count on, now and for the better days to come. Trusted, loyal, dedicated, helpful, and consistent. Toyota of Somerset. Come see us or visit us online at toyotaofsomerset.com.
Chris, we find ourselves in the strangest of territories. The last time that I can remember, and I touched on this, is the last time that I've seen Somerset be down 14-0 was in the Breathitt County game last year, where we just kind of looked at each other and be like, well, we're getting ready to have ourselves a ball game. Now, if you're a Somerset fan, the one takeaway is that you've held a very good LCA team to no points in 16 minutes of regulation. However, you gave up 14 pretty quick.
Yeah, and 2 big plays. A big long pass reception to Xavier Brown, and then he was able to take it off the right side and punch it in for a touchdown. And then the earlier long touchdown pass just behind the defenders, wide open to take it in 14-0. And the Briar Jumpers stopped on 1st and goal, had the opportunity to put some points on the board, and the Lexington Christian defense stiffens and keeps the Briar Jumpers out and takes over there right there. So, again, like you said, find themselves in an unenviable position. The only good thing about this is they get the ball to begin the second half, go in, settle down, make some adjustments, try to give Kai some time and try to get that running game going again.
You got to get something established. You got to get some points on the board. You got to make something happen. If you come out and you put points on the board, now you're at a 14-7 ball game. If you come out, you put points on the board and get a stop, you got a chance to tie this game for the first time. It's first time since 0-0, and the first time since LCA scored, which really early in the game. So not a whole lot happening offensively in the first half, but on the bright side is 2 scores, still manageable.
Other scores from around town: Southwestern Warriors taking on South Laurel tonight down at the reservation, leading 32-8. Just a few minutes before halftime there in that game. And then the Pulaski County Maroons on the road tonight up north of 27 at East Jessamine, winning 23-13 just a little bit before half. I'm sure that game has probably moved into halftime now at this point. A couple of things I want to talk about a little bit before the game ever got started, and we didn't get a chance to, that I'll go into it now. You know,
sure.
The stats for these 2 teams coming in, both of these teams are just, you see them littered throughout the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Class 2A stats. Chase Doan is the only rusher between the 2 that's in the top 30 rushers, sitting there at number 13. But then you've got Drew Nevis and Kai Sharon sitting there at 1 and 3 as 2 of the top 30 passers in the state. And then Xavier Brown and Kay Grundy are 1 and 2 in receiving, 2 of the best players in the state of Kentucky tonight. Kay's not been really been able to get going. Xavier Brown's had the one big catch, but they found other ways to get the ball in his hands.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your Somerset High School marching band.
It's hard to get anything going, especially when you're matching speed for speed and talent for talent. There's just, even in the talent for talent area, Somerset's just got to find ways to do what LCA has been fortunate to do, just make some plays. I'm looking at the overall stats for the first half. Kaya still had 111 yards of passing, which kind of shocked me. But you've had a few big pass plays that have really padded that. As far as receiving goes, Kate Grundy was 16 yards. Ricky Gilmore with 25. Gavin Stevens with 4 yards, an 8-yard pass to Michael Hawkins, and a 12-yard pass to Guy Bailey. So you can see that passing yardage-wise, it's just been a little bit quiet tonight for the Somerset offense. As far as rushing goes, I think this probably really tells the story. 5 total yards rushing for Kai Sharon, 25 yards for Chase Doan, and just 2 net yards on 5 touches for Mikey Garland. And it's just, you got stopped 2 yards, you gained 2 yards. You got stopped for 2 yards, you gained 6 yards. And then you got stopped for 3 yards. So it's just the net yardage is what's killing them.
And that has been a strength of this Briar Jumper offense, trying to run the ball in between the tackles. And you put Mikey Garland in there in that heavy package and just let him go to work. Jace Bruner did it a lot last year. Garland did it a lot last year. They've had some success so far this year with that. But in this game tonight, Lexington Christian has taken away any kind of running game in between the tackles. And the only success they've been able to find is on the stretch plays, sweep tosses, getting to the perimeter and try to get some people in space out there. So I look for more of that in the second half until Lexington Christian is forced to make a adjustment themselves, and they might be able to run the ball up the middle. But right now, we've got to find a way to score.
That's right. And if you can keep this same defensive output into the second half of tonight, I think even if, and then let's just be hypothetical here, but even if you don't come out on the winning side of the scoreboard, if you can try to find ways to hold this offense to as few points as possible, I think you have to take that away as one of the net positives for the night.
So let's move a little bit. Let's talk about some.
Let's talk about something happy.
Let's talk about some college football, Robert.
We can do it.
The Kentucky Wildcats picked up their first win last week on the strength of their defense. Offensively, didn't do a whole lot. Looks about like the Somerset offense tonight, but was able to pick up their first win last week and travel down south of 75 into Knoxville territory and take on a very good Tennessee Volunteer team this week that come off a loss to Georgia.
Hate to say this. Even as a Kentucky fan, I hate to say this. I just automatically almost chalk up the Tennessee game as a loss. I mean, how many years in a row have you lost to them at this point?
Twice since 1984, I think it is. We've only won 2 times.
The odds are not in your favor to try to get an upset win there. I'm not saying they can't do it. More than capable. It's just if you're playing the odds, you're a betting man, then you're probably just going to take the Vols on that one.
Now, the big game in the SEC is tomorrow night, and the Georgia Bulldogs travel over to Alabama, the number 3 team in the country, taking on the number 2 team in the country. That should be a dandy.
Did you happen to see the score of that Ole Miss Alabama game where it was basically tied through 3 quarters of football? Does that tell you that Kentucky maybe is better than I think they are or worse than I think they are? I can't figure it out.
I had that same discussion as we were sitting there looking at it, and I thought, well, if Ole Miss can score like they did against Alabama, and they, obviously put up a lot of points against Kentucky, but Kentucky was right there, and Alabama by far head and shoulders number 2 team, I guess, in the country, not the number 1, but top in the SEC, and Ole Miss was able to go in and do that there, then you got to give Kentucky a little bit of credit, but they've got to get the offense going.
They do.
I mean, the defense, they had a complete reversal from the first 2 weeks of the season. The defense couldn't stop anybody, and the offense was able to run all over the field. And then in the third game, the defense shows up, and the offense can't find the way in the end zone.
Can't find a way to make both sides of the ball play the same game at the same time. And I think that's always been something that you can say about Kentucky football as a whole.
But very exciting, Robert. The Big Ten is 1 week away.
1 week away. You told me this last week. I've already forgot because I slept since then. Who they open up with?
Minnesota on the road against Minnesota. For those of you who do not know, I am a Michigan fan.
We don't hold it against you, I promise.
Let Bob know.
Now, we hold it against Bob for being an Ohio State fan.
Unfortunately, I can't talk any smack whatsoever because we can't beat Ohio State. I have to let Bob have that right there. But hopefully one of these days, again in my lifetime, we might be able to beat Ohio State.
Well, now you know what it feels like to be a Kentucky fan watching the Tennessee game.
Playing against Tennessee or Florida.
Yeah, it's just we hope. We've had our chances, but it's difficult sometimes just to be a UK fan, I promise, especially in football. And we always hope that basketball is that elixir that fixes everything. And then next thing you know, the big upset happens there too. So at that point, what do you do? No appointment is necessary at Quick Care Walk-In Clinic. They're right behind the hospital just off Bogle Street in Med Park West, right where they've been for over a decade. Quick Care has a lab and x-ray equipment right there in the clinic, and they're open late. So if you've had an accident or you aren't feeling well, just walk in and let their highly qualified medical professionals take care of you. Quick Care Walk-In Clinic at Med Park West. 4 minutes and 31 seconds left to go before you get those extra 3 minutes of warm-up time. And I'm sure you will not see the Somerset team until you have those 3 minutes to go. I'm sure it's either a very spirited, I want to use the word spirited in quotation marks, talk in the locker room right now. just trying to motivate those kids to do something in this second half.
As you look in here, you get a chance to see the Somerset High School marching band. I believe that's the first time this year we've been able to see those young men and women out there doing what they love to do. So glad to see them out there.
Yeah, and I think I maybe have talked about this maybe at the Russellville game. Maybe it was the first home game. But regardless, have a soft spot for the band, being as I was a member of the marching band at Pulaski County High School where I graduated in 1992. I know the hours that are spent out there on the field trying to get out there to make a competitive show, and this year that the KMEA has kind of nixed that. There's no competitive marching band this year, and I feel bad for the seniors that are out there marching this year because, they want to compete. So my hat's off to everybody that's in that marching band. Thank you for coming to these games, playing the pep music, and trying to keep the crowd engaged.
Be curious to see if Xavier Brown is able to come back here in the second half. He right now is standing over there on the sidelines in the end zone talking to the coaching staff. He's the only member of the Eagle team that does not have his helmet on. So Be curious to see as he's ready to strap it on, though, Robert.
Well, whatever the injury is, and like I say, we hope it's minor, and if he's able to come out and play in the second half, that's good. But you also have a lot of season to play. So
right, and that's the one thing. I mean, this game is
meaningful and meaningless at the same time.
Exactly. You do not want to take a chance with that young man's future. Like I said, he has a bright future, opportunity to go play football beyond high school. So, you want to win this game, but you do not want to put him in a bad situation. Now, the thing that talked about in the keys of the game before this game is for Lexington Christian to attack. And I also said that your complementary players are going to be the key to this game, both sides. And so far, Lexington Christian has done a much better job of getting the ball in other players' hands instead of just their star. Xavier has definitely left his footprint on this, but Jeffrey Selby, Will Vernon, Elijah Hammond, Mason Moore, and they've all had receptions. Matty Liebrick, they've all been up contributed to this offense, whereas on the flip side of it, Kay Grundy has kind of been kept in check. Gavin Stevens has not made a big catch yet, and not really had anybody step up on the Somerset side of the ball to help out.
No, and we need somebody to step up. Last week, Kay Grundy made, and you talked about it in the pregame, the quote-unquote circus catch. And we haven't seen too many of those made tonight. We've seen a lot of balls thrown in the general direction of an open receiver. But that being the case, you, as a receiver, sometimes even when the quarterback's having an off night, you've got to be able to just try to make some plays, and that just keeps momentum going in your favor.
It really does. I mean, if you can't get Grundy, which, if you're looking for him, then you've got to be able to have some of your other receivers step up. Now, they've been able to find Doan out in the flat a little bit, but Lexington Christian was playing back in a little prevent right there. You've able to find Dylan Keith a couple times or out of the backfield. Guy Bailey, not Dylan Keith, Guy Bailey. A couple attempts to Gavin Stevens, but he hasn't been able to haul it in just yet. So looking to get some other players involved here in the second half as the Briar Jumpers do come out of the huddle or out of the locker room, getting ready to start the second half. We're almost ready to have the additional 3 minutes of time.
Well, you got 3 minutes of warm-up time.
The people of this great land are resilient and will get through this. And buying and selling is the real stimulus. Land and real estate are the premium investments, and they're not just making any more land. At Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we'll get you the most for your property with live, online, and multi-parcel auctions. Selling farms, homes, developments, and commercial properties for top dollar. Give us a call or online at FordBrothersInc.com.
Since 1988, Toyota of Somerset has been serving and supporting our local communities. We want you to know that we are here for you and your family. Someone you can trust. Someone you can count on, now and for the better days to come. Trusted, loyal, dedicated, helpful, and consistent. Toyota of Somerset. Come see us or visit us online at toyotaofsomerset.com.
Chris, we're getting ready to get started here in just a moment. 2 minutes and 57 seconds of that extra time on the clock. what do you think the major adjustment is that you think Somerset might have to come out with here? I mean, I know that it's obvious. You got to come out, establish some kind of offensive dominance first, but if you're Somerset, is it more than points or what at this point for them to try to rally and come back?
Well, I think what you really have to do is you have to get the ball out of Kai's hands a little bit quicker. They're going to have to start running some quicker slant patterns, some seam patterns, quit trying to go for the big play, so to speak. Kai is back there under pressure. Like I said, he's only been sacked. I don't know if the last one will officially go down as a sack or not. If it does, twice on the night. But he's been under pressure and been hurried the entire game. So right now, you've got to get the ball in his hands a little bit quicker and hopefully get the ball in your playmaker's hands to make some big plays.
Yeah, and again, I hate to continue to beat on a dead horse, but receivers just got to make some plays. We've had receivers in position to make some plays. Of course, we've had really great coverage by LCA a lot too, but had receivers in position to make some plays to continue to move the ball forward. So let's hope that whatever the conversation was at halftime leads to something great.
Yeah, you hope that they do come back with a little wake up right here. I mean, so far in this game, the scheduling, I think, probably has shown itself that Lexington Christian is a little more battle tested, a little more game ready, a little more aggressive, a little more speed to play this and that. I said they've played DeSales, Lexington Catholic, Williamsburg, Paul Lawrence Dunbar, then last week Frederick Douglass. But they come in, look to be a little bit more prepared and a better team at this point.
One thing that Kaya Sharon said on the broadcast today with KSR was last season the Somerset team went into the LCA game a little bit cocky, confident, and overconfident, and ended up losing the game. And the team rallied, had great practices going forward, and of course we all know the outcome after that. So let's just hope that we can find that confidence now when you need it the most, because you're getting ready to receive the ball, and you've got to find a way to make something happen. Got to find a way. We want to say a big thank you to Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships Kentucky for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings at any of their Somerset locations. Visit them on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family of Dealerships, where they treat you like family.
I want to give just a little quick shout out, Robert. My favorite Georgetown Tiger is supposedly sitting up there on the plateau tonight in a Jeep. Happens to be the quarterback's sister, Callie Sharon, in town tonight, sitting up there watching the game. And you see the fans here. We're not able to have a full allotment of fans because of the corona restrictions, but still have a good crowd on hand tonight. And looking down there to see a lot of the former players here to support the Briar Jumpers.
Yeah, and that's been one of my favorite things about watching this team over the years is once you've graduated doesn't mean you're never part of the team, and they always come back in full support right there for the guys that are still dressed in the purple and gold.
So as we get ready to start the third quarter, Andrew Dobbs will put the ball down at the 40-yard line. Cade Grundy and Chase Doan stand back at their 10-yard line, just inside the 10, to wait the kick. Dobbs has shown that he's got a foot big enough to stick it in the end zone, depending on what he wants to do here. And it will be a low line drive that will go over Chase's head, and it will go into the end zone. The Briar Jumpers will take over at the 20-yard line, first possession, second half.
Be sure to watch Buffalo Wings and Rings Video Game of the Week on Lake Cumberland Sports. Our next video cast is next Friday, where it will be Southwestern versus PC. Buffalo Wings and Rings, wings created your way, always fresh and never frozen.
So the Briar Jumpers will get the first possession of the second half, and I do not see Xavier Brown on the field, Robert, so may have made a decision to keep him out of the second half or to maybe just keep him off the defense to keep him ready for offense. We'll see. Kai comes out shotgun formation. He's going to turn around and run a stretch play to Doan off the right side, and he finds a little bit of room, gets across the 25 to about the 27 on the play, so picked up about 7 on first down. So that's that outside run we talked about.
The outside run seems to be, and, Chase is fast enough to get to the outside to make a play happen, but the middle of that defense is just not open for anybody to run through at this point. So continue to string everything outside, keep the defense honest, and then maybe something in the middle will open up.
So same formation. They just flipped the personnel. Doan off the right. Kai drops back to pass. He just flips it out here to Doan in the right flat. Eagles get to him quickly, but not until he gets across the 30 all the way up to the 34-yard line, where he will pick up the first. Turner Realty Group first down in the second half.
First down.
Somerset's found something that they've liked to exploit, and maybe that's something that they noticed in the first half, is that Doan's able to leak out of the backfield a lot to be that safety valve that Kai needs to utilize.
Hawkins and Grundy go out wide to the left. Stevens split out wide to the right. Counter trap to Doan off the left side, and he's hit right there in the backfield again. So Robert trying to run that counter trap play that they've had so much success with over the season. Runs right into a wall of Eagle defenders, and they're going to give him maybe a gain of 1 on the play up to the 35, or bring up 2nd and 9.
Well, the one thing about this is it sets up a play for later. If the defense continues to creep up because you're not trying to take shots downfield, hopefully you can catch somebody asleep on a one-on-one situation and make a big play.
I think we're going to have a stoppage here with the – now they've got the chain set again, it looks like, so they're going to go ahead and go. Kai takes a snap, drops straight back to pass. He's got Guthrie right up the middle of the field, throws into double coverage, and it falls incomplete. It was intended for Guy Bailey. I apologize. But a quick pass that time, just into double coverage, falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down.
Guy Bailey in double coverage, but you had Gavin Stevens out here on the wide out going towards the sideline on one-on-one that you could have made the play on. I just don't know if he didn't see him make separation from the defender or not.
So 3 wide receivers up to the wide side of the field. Kai drops straight back to Bass. He's got, it tipped and intercepted. Pass intended for Gavin Stevens. It bounces off his hands, and Lexington Christian is going to get the first turnover of the game and set them up in great field position into Somerset territory down at about the 38 or 9-yard line.
Not what you needed. We were just talking about needing something to get some of that momentum going in your way. Ball was thrown a little bit high right off the fingertips, but right into the defender's hand.
And the Eagles in a hurry, trying to get something going right off the bat. They're going to turn around, and Brown is in the game. They're going to turn around and hand it off to big Jeffrey Selby right up the middle. Brown's hobbling a little bit, but he is on the offensive lineup. Gain of about 3 on the play, bring up 2nd and 7.
I don't know if they're just using Brown as a decoy or not, but you got to imagine that whatever that injury is going to cause him to lose a little bit of a step here.
So Nevis looks to the sideline, trying to get a play call. Calls out an audible to his offense, and looks back over the sideline again. Still not real sure what the play call is. Plenty of time on the play clock. Sends Selby in motion, or off to his right. Takes the snap and going to fake it to him. It's just a quarterback draw off the right side. He's going to be hit right there at about the 32-yard line. Bring up 3rd down.
Need to stop here
30.
Within the 30, because you're quote unquote for them in field goal position if you kind of move it any further. But a stop would be huge right here.
So 3rd and 5, 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. Nevis looking around, raises the leg, takes a snap, drops straight back to pass, and it's just right up the middle. And it was open. He had Will Vernon right at about the 15-yard line, just letting us a little bit too far. But he was there. Brings up 4th down in a decision here by the Lexington Christian coaching staff, and it looks like they're going to go for it, Robert.
Well, you're right out of field goal range, and
it's definitely in no man's land.
Yeah. Even the punt here, like you say, if you cruise it into the end zone, doesn't really net you anything positive here.
I don't know if you don't run the same play.
Right.
Moves a man over to his right. Nevis moving some people around. He takes the snap, going to fake it. It's the quarterback draw right up the middle. He's going to be stopped short. So a great defensive stand by the Briar Jumpers after the turnover, and it allows them to take the ball back. So with 8:48 to go in the third quarter, Briar Jumpers still trail 14-0.
Still have a chance here, and that's all that you can really ask for. Skip Cottrell's Tire Pros offers a straightforward approach to tire and auto services that include nationwide warranties and a hassle-free experience. Did you know Skip Cottrell makes automotive services easy with their online appointment booking as well as special financing available? Let Skip Cottrell's Tire Pros get you back and being on the move with Carefree. Skip Cottrell's Tire Pro hassle-free guaranteed. To find out more, visit us in-store at 4285 South Highway 27 in Somerset or online at skipstirepros.com.
The Briar Jumpers taking a long time in the huddle. Still have 13 seconds on the play clock, but they get to the line of scrimmage with it under 10. Two receivers to the right and one to the left. Sends Grundy in motion. It's just going to be a fake to Grundy off the right side, and Kai's going to take it right up the middle and run over the safety. Ball came out.
It should have been ground, caused the fumble. Even if they'd have recovered, well.
Yeah, the line judge comes out and says he was down right there, but big run for Kai, a gain of about 13 on the play. Going to take the ball all the way up to the 44-yard line, where it will be a Turner Realty Group first down for the Briar Jumpers. So a little formation different than we hadn't seen, Robert. Cade Grundy in the backfield along with Kaya. Fake to him, open up the middle, and Kaya just took it right up the middle. He was able to pick up big yardage. Cade's in the backfield him again this time. Three receivers to the right and one to the left. Cade goes in motion. He's looking to throw it out here to him, but you're going to have a legal participation.
Did they have 12 men on the field?
12 men on the field. Sure do. Legal participation on the Briar Jumpers. They have 12 on the field. Somebody's not supposed to be in there. They're all looking around trying to figure it out. I still haven't seen anybody come off yet.
It looks like they're down there counting players right this second.
There's still 12 out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So somebody's got to come off the field. Just nobody wants to at this point, right?
Either I don't know how to count. Yeah, and here comes 2
Just one.
off now. Chase Doan goes back. So we did have 12 on the field. Finally got it figured out. After the 5-yard penalty, moves the ball back to the 39-yard line. It'd be 1st and 15 right there. And it looks to be just a little bit of confusion with the offense. They spent a longer time in the huddle, longer play call, but they break it this time. Grundy stays in the backfield just off to Kai's right. 3 wide receivers to the right. Kay goes in motion, then comes back across. He's going to hand it to Kay this time. He's going to be brought down in the backfield for a loss on the play. Tyler Morris there to bring him down. So tried to run a little bit of trickery there, and the Eagles were not having any of it. A loss of about 5 on the play.
Somebody lost their man for sure, and Cade was in the backfield stuffed. I just don't know if maybe even there was some miscommunication on the offense to get that play going.
Well, 2nd and 20. 2 negative yards plays. Penalty backed them up, and now the loss of yardage on the rush. 14 seconds on the play clock here. 7:25 on the game clock in the third quarter. Briar Jumpers struggling to get something going offensively tonight. Cade goes in motion, throws a bubble screen out to Cade out there. He's got a little bit of room, blocker in front, gets along the sideline, run out of bounds. Looks like they're going to spot him down about the 46-yard line. 46. No, they've got him stepping out of bounds way back at the 43.
Wow.
Ball at the 43-yard line.
So that brings up 3rd and about
11.
A long 11.
Gain of 9 on the play. I thought he got closer to midfield, but must have stepped out. They got a little better vantage point than we do up here. So big 3rd down here. 3 wide receivers to the right. Grundy just off to Kaya's left in the backfield. Drops straight back looking to pass. He's got, that's a penalty.
That's got to be a penalty, and somebody's holding their head too. So.
Yeah, they're going to get targeting. The ball was tipped and was not going to be catchable, but that safety came up and lowered a hit on Jacob Smith. And they are going to get targeting right there, so that'll be a big personal foul, 1st down.
Personal foul. LCA.
Well, you never want to see that. I mean, I know it's probably that, again, I should say not Probably. It was incidental, but
Oh, there was nothing incidental about that. He meant to break him in two.
did he? Just because he lowered his head right at the wrong time?
Yeah, he went to cause harm right there. That was a good flag, a good penalty. Or good call. Yeah, not a good penalty. Sorry. This time, Grundy will come out of the backfield and go wide to the right. Two backs in the backfield with Kaya. Turns around and runs a stretch to Chase Doan off the right side. Had a little bit of success with that play earlier. Just gets tripped up, or he may have run just a little bit longer than that. 21 brought him down on the tackle after a gain of about 3 on the play. Will be 2nd and 7. Xavier Brown is back on defense too, Robert, back in his safety spot. So he must not have been hurt quite as bad as we thought.
Either that or just – I mean, you can tell he's got a little bit of a ginger step on that foot that's hurt. But
Kai drops straight back to pass. Now he's under pressure. Flushes it out. Throws it out here to Chase Doan. And he is able to get up to about the 30. Should be enough for the first down. Yeah. I thought I heard people talking about the ball came out, but I never saw the ball squirt free.
If it did, it rolled out of bounds. And I don't know if maybe that was what gave those extra couple of yards, because it looked like he was stopped right at about the 30. It's just been those little things tonight, just tip balls, the deflections, the interceptions, the fumbles, and just, I hate to say comedy of errors, but that's kind of what it's been.
So ball spotted at the 29 after the Turner Realty Group first down. Briar Jumpers send 3 to the left, 1 receiver out to the right. Kai drops straight back looking to pass. Now he's flushed out to the left, looks up and tries to find Grundy out there, and he's just nowhere to go. He's under bracket coverage. Ball goes incomplete. We'll bring up 2nd and 10.
He was waiting a little bit too long to let that play develop. Of course, now it looks like Grundy's come up just a little bit banged up too. So
your 2 stars, Grundy and Brown, both hobbled a little bit in this game. Oh, they got roughing the passer this time, so I didn't even see the flag. I've tried to call it 2 other times and was wrong. And this time I didn't even see the flag, but they get a roughing the passer penalty on Lexington Christian. So we'll take the ball all the way down inside the 15, right out about the 14-yard line. So the Briar Jumpers have just entered the Rick Barker red zone for the first time in the second half, and they need to find a way to come away with points right here, Robert.
Yes, they do. They had their opportunities to capitalize and just haven't put anything on the board. You get 7 here, and the way the defense is played puts you right back into the ball game.
So Hayden Dick goes out wide to the right. Gavin Stevens up wide to the left, turns around and tries to run a counter trap right up the middle again to Guy Bailey, and there's just nothing there, Robert. Still nothing.
Still nothing there. And I don't know if, what they call that, the old halfback toss at some point, maybe to string something to the outside or something. But
the counter trap has not worked tonight.
No.
The straight dive, the lead ISO, the counter trap, anything up in the 0, 2, 4, 1, 3 gaps, there's just not been anything there tonight. Same formation. 1 receiver to the right, 1 to the left. Bailey and Doan in the backfield. Same form, fakes this time to the counter trap. Now he's under pressure. He just throws it up to Stevens in the backfield. He tries to go up in double coverage, and it falls incomplete. Kai comes up a little frustrated, but we'll bring up 3rd and 10.
I've been begging for that little bubble screen. If you're going to bring that much pressure on the quarterback, at some point you got to let them come. Because at this point, it's 3rd down and 10 yards to go to get anything going. Dump it right over the middle. Make them wish that they didn't bring that pressure.
Shotgun formation. Kai sends 2 receivers out to the right. He's got Doan in the backfield with him. Turns it off, fakes it to Doan. He's going to throw it out there to Grundy in the back of the end zone. There's a lot of contact, but it's going to fall incomplete. I think that was Stevens, not Grundy. Yeah, it was. Stevens falls incomplete again. So we'll bring up 4th and 10.
Just seem to find themselves in this position all night long. 4th and 10, 3rd and 10. In the red zone, not being able to get much done. just an off night for this offense.
Well, they've not had anybody make a big play yet. I mean, the opportunities have been there, but nobody's went up and made a great catch. Lexington Christian's done a good job of keeping pressure. They're showing pressure again. Single coverage all over the place except for double on Grundy. Now Kaya's under pressure. He throws it back there to Gavin Stevens in the back corner. He breaks free, and he is going to come down with it.
Fine.
So with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter, it's been a struggle, but the Briar Jumpers are on the board, 14-6.
SUV season continues at Alton Blakely Ford. That means savings for you on the great line of Ford SUVs, 2020 EcoSport, Escape, Edge, Explorer, and Expedition. Also a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles priced for any budget. Make sure to join us after the game on Facebook for our Alton Blakely postgame show.
So Christian White is on to attempt the extra point. Snap is back and good. The kick is up and good. And with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go on the Randall D. Turpin CPA scoreboard, Briar Jumpers cracked the seal. Trail 14-7.
Getting the counseling help you need has never been easier. InTrust Counseling is now providing counseling and case management services using your phone or your computer. Give them a call at 606-676-0638 or visit their website at www.intrust-healthcare.com to get their services started today from anywhere in Kentucky. With 5 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Somerset now trails 14-7. Hey, Misty Price, did I get that right? Should I have mentioned your name that time, since you've been kind of giving me some grief online?
You got to hope that is the momentum shift that the Briar Jumpers needed. Come out, long drive, take the ball 80 yards down the field, score right there to bring it within to one possession game with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. So plenty of time in this game, Robert. Briar Jumpers just need to continue to play good defense and try to get something going offensively. Richardson's going to kick it high, end over end kick. Fair catch is called for right at about the 20. Backs up to the 17. So Lexington Christian will take over 1st and 10 right there.
2020 has been a crazy year, and a lot of things have changed, but some things stay the same or even get better, like Somerset Community College commitment to students. We're committing to offering a high-quality education, a personal experience with great faculty and staff, and the lowest tuition in the state. SEC offers online, hybrid, or in-person classes to make it easy for students to enroll. Somerset Community College offers classes in 8, 12, and 16-week sessions. SEC campuses or centers are safe, clean, and ready to welcome you.
Tight formation for the Eagles. Nevis in the backfield has Brown, fakes it to him, and just a quarterback keep off the right side. Ball comes loose. Jumpers are fighting for it, and I believe that they have it.
Wow.
Nevis just took the ball off the right side, and they are going to get a big turnover right there, Robert. So needed that big.
You needed something big to happen, but now you have to capitalize. Right here, 18 yards out, do you just take one shot into the end zone right here to start it up, or do you just go back to your regular offense? You tell me.
I look for a big strike right here. See if they can get something right off the bat. Again, a big momentum shift. You score, come out. I think it was Jacob Smith put his hat on the football, and it popped loose. And there was a host of Briar Jumpers there to defend it and fall on top of it. Looks like they're going to come out, maybe try to hammer it a little bit. They've got Dylan Keith and Mikey Garland in the backfield, tight formation again. And they're going to run that double ISO right up the middle. And Mikey just lowers his head and runs over a defender that time. So there was not much of a room, but he made some room.
Yep, 6 yards, 6 tough yards. And I'm telling you, man, Mikey Garland, whenever he lowers that shoulder, that's a load to get. And like I said, he only had 3 yards of rushing in that first half. He just doubled it on one carry, right?
I think this is one of those times right here where Robbie Lucas has challenged his team and said, come get you some, fellas. Let's go after it. 2nd and 5. Inside the Rick Barker red zone, same formation. Garland takes the snap, runs right up the middle again. This time he's running over would-be tacklers again, all the way down inside the 10 and about the 6. So 2 carries by Mikey Garland and 11 yards, first down.
First down, 11 yards. At this point, the crowd's behind it. The guys are behind it. Feed him one more time. Make it happen. Keep feeding him until they stop him, right?
I don't know that I would do anything else, Robert. You're exactly right. Same formation. Here comes the snap. Exact same. Now, Kaya takes it on a naked bootleg, and he's going to get into the end zone. So set that play up perfectly right there. So Kaya takes it in from 7 yards out, setting up after 2 big runs to Mikey Garland, and the Briar Jumpers are right back in this ball game, waiting for the extra point with 3:58 to go in the third quarter. Briar Jumpers trail by 1, 14-13.
Look down on the sidelines. You can see the yellow towels going. There's a rally towel. And the good thing is not only did you just wake up this Somerset team, but you woke up the crowd too, and that's exactly what you were looking for.
Bad snap. He just throws it up in the back of the end zone. It's going to be batted away. So 1-point ball game again last year.
Yeah, because of that one botched kick.
Extra point. We had a 2-point win here, and we're set up again for another fantastic finish. But there is a flag on the play, Robert.
Still waiting.
Holding will be declined. So extra point is no good. So with 3:58 to go, extra point's no good. The Briar Jumpers trail 14-13.
Don't feel great, just can't wait. Well, Quick Care is open late. Just walk in their clinic in Med Park West, just off Bogle Street behind the hospital. Hours are 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays and 10 to 3 on Saturday. No appointment is necessary for accidents, ailments, chronic conditions, as well as health services like sports physicals, flu shots, and health screenings. They accept most major health insurance plans, and they can bill the insurance companies direct. Quick Care Walk-In Clinic at Med Park West. We also like to thank the Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings at any of their Somerset locations. Visit them on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships, where they treat you like family. 3 minutes and 58 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Somerset now just trails by 1, 14-13.
Big turn of events here in the second half. Briar Jumpers looking to kick off here. It's a high end-over-end kick. Lexington Christian comes up and picks it up at the 15-yard line and just sprints right up there, and he gets wrestled down there at about the 35-yard line by Gerard Smith, where Lexington Christian will take over right there, 1st and 10.
Defensive intensity has picked up some, but you've seen a little life breathed into this team, and all it took was one score to go on the board, one turnover. Huge for this Somerset team.
It would be paramount for the Briar Jumper defense here to step up again and force a quick 3-and-out and get this ball back. 2 receivers wide to the right, 2 receivers to the short side of the field. Nevis looking to take the snap. He turns around and hands it off to Jeffrey Selby off the right side. He's hit right there at the line of scrimmage. People trying to get the ball out, but he is able to fight forward for a gain of about 3 on the play, bring up 2nd and 7.
Like I say, you can see a little bit more inspired defense, a lot of movement on the defensive players trying to make something happen here.
Same formation. Selby off to Nevis's right, sends him in motion, drops straight back to pass. Just throws it out here in the flat to him. He's got some space, nobody there, and he runs right up to close to midfield. He gets ran out of bounds, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Also a dangerous spot to be in, because if you're Somerset, you can rely on that high energy to try to get into the backfield, but leave something so open.
The Eagles snap it quick. They're throwing it out there, and he does find Xavier Brown right at the 1st down marker. It's going to be real close.
The Eagles intend on using this hurry-up offense to their advantage right here, but
they do give him the 1st down, Roberts. The ball spotted at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, and they're in a hurry again. Takes the snap. Nevis drops straight back. Throws out there to Brown off the right side again. Just a little stop route. He's going to pick up about 9 on the play, bring up 2nd and 1.
Got to get a little pressure out there on that side. That's the same play twice, and it wouldn't shock me if they go for it one more time.
Got to watch out for that double move. They've set that up twice. Xavier Brown giving a little double move. Just going to turn around and hand it off to Selby, this time right up the middle, and he's going to fall forward just enough to get the 1st down, I believe. I think we have an injured player on the field down for the Eagles. We'll have an injury timeout here with 2:59 to go in the third quarter. Briar Jumpers trail 14-13, and Lexington Christian on the move.
Brad Carroll and all the staff at CC's Furniture are proud supporters of local teams in our Lake Cumberland area. It is our hope at CC's Furniture that all the coaches and all the student athletes have a successful and injury-free season. Come visit us at CC's Furniture. We will be glad to help you with all your home furnishing needs. Go teams. Again, with 2 minutes and 59 seconds left to go, Somerset trails by 1.
Injured player for the Eagles was number 69, Anthony Johns, but he was able to get off the field on his own, so that's good to see him okay. Eagles come out, empty backfield set, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Brown in the backfield with him. Turns out just runs a bubble screen out there to the right. He's got some room. Kai Sharon coming up again from the safety spot to make the tackle, but not until he picks up about 5 on the play. Ball takes down to about the 16-yard line, and the Eagles have really sped up this offense on this drive, Robert.
Got the offense. Now you got the defense back on their heels a little bit, but Somerset just needs to calm down and make one play at a time.
Jeffrey Selby in the backfield with Nevis. Briar Jumper showing some pressure, moving around all over the place. Nevis looks to the sideline, gets a snap, gets a play call, turns around, hands it off to Selby right up the middle, and he is brought down right there just as he crosses the 25 down to about the 23. Bring up 3rd down and about 2. So big 3rd down stop right here, Robert.
Need the 3rd down stop. You need something to get the ball going in the opposite direction because it's been forward momentum every single play.
So the Eagles look to the sideline for the play call. He moves Selby over to his right side. Takes the snap. Fakes it, just a quarterback draw off the left, and he's got some room this time. And he's able to get all the way down across the 15 or right at about the 15 where they will pick up 1st down yardage.
Defense has got to tighten up because if you can hold them to 3 points or less in this drive right here, it still puts you in position. Now, here's the thing. You still got a whole quarter of football to play.
Nevis rolls out to the right looking to pass. Now he's just going to tuck it and run, try to get what he can get. He'll step out of bounds just across the 15 at about the 14-yard line. Gain of about 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
Got a fog spot there on the window.
Yeah.
It's kind of making it hard for me to see.
A tight trip formation to the right side. 1 man split out wide to the left. He's got Brown in the backfield. He fakes to him, just runs a little quick screen out to the right side. Pass intended for Elijah Hammond, and it hits his hands and falls incomplete. Bring up 3rd and 8 for the Eagles.
If you're the LCA offense, if you get held right here, do you still continue to go for it or do you take the 3 points?
No, I think at this point they kick the field goal and take the points. But I've been wrong before. Substitutions come in for the Eagles, forced to slow down just a little bit since they had the clock stopped. Brown comes in just to the right of Nevis. Takes the snap, fakes it to Brown. Now he's dropping straight back looking to pass. He throws it across the middle, and it goes through multiple hands. Pass intended for Matty Liebrick down there in the end zone. Ball's incomplete, so it will bring up 4th down, Robert, and we'll see if they're going to kick the field goal or not.
Just a little bit of an arc on that ball, and that's 6 points. But good thing it fell incomplete. Puts decision time.
You're going to go for it. Offense stays on the field. Going for the jugular here. The Briar Jumpers come up with a big stop right here. It will be a big stop. That's understatement. Nevis takes the snap. He drops back to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Mikey Garland coming off the left edge and just leveled Nevis.
Wow. You talk about a play when you need it, and you just got it.
Big stop by the Briar Jumper defense, and they will take over at the 25-yard line looking to put more points on the board.
We want to remind everybody to stay tuned to tonight's coverage, where we will be awarding the Somerset Community College Offensive Player of the Game and the Modern Systems Defender of the Game.
So they brought pressure, brought Mikey Garland on the outside linebacker blitz, and he came untouched, and Nevis never saw him until he got hit. Shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield. Stevens and Grundy split out wide, turns around, runs a stretch play to Doan off the right. Flag comes in. Doan's got some room. He's across the 40 up to the 50, run all the way out, but we're going to have a holding all the way back here at about the 22-yard line, Robert.
And that's a shame, too, because that was a holding in a position that was just nowhere to be needed. So big play negated by a costly penalty.
Yeah, that's the first big run we've had all night long, running that stretch play along the right side.
Since 1979, Modern Systems has been defending communities all across Kentucky, and they're proud to be part of the communities they serve. Committing time and sponsorships to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay for Life, March of Dimes, Heart Walk, local school programs, and many more. Modern Systems, your neighbors and your friends, and they work 24/7 to protect the things that matter most to you. From homes to businesses to schools and churches, let Modern Systems be your trusted name in security. Costly penalty moves it back
all the way to the 12-yard line.
All the way to the 12-yard line.
12-yard line, first down and 22.
Forward momentum, backwards momentum.
So after a costly penalty moves the Briar Jumpers back, it'll be 1st and 23. Kaya takes a snap, throws it out to Grundy on a bubble screen, and he's hit right there. Eagles had that one sniffed out, and it's going to be a loss of 3 more on the play, and it is going to bring up 2nd and 25.
2nd and 25, not the position you wanted to be in, especially when you got the ball right at about the 30-yard line to start a drive.
There's not a whole lot of plays in the playbook either for 2nd and 25, Robert. No. Just want to try to get half the yardage back, some of the yardage back here, and get yourself in a manageable 3rd down play.
At some point, you got to hope that Kay Grundy can spring free on something here.
Kaya takes a snap. He drops straight back to pass. Now he's under pressure. He's rolling back in his own end zone, throws it up, and he gets over the defender, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds after the completion. Xavier Brown was right there in coverage, undercut it, was not able to get a hand on it. Gavin Stevens comes down with the completion, so they do get some of the yardage back. Ball is spotted at about the 23, so gain of
12.
Yep, 12 on the play, brings up 3rd and 12. So Grundy and Hawkins split up wide to the left. Kaya takes the snap, drops straight back. He's got Hawkins right in the middle of the field. He takes it, runs over a tackler. He gets all the way up to the 43, so gain of 15 on the play. And from Kaya Sharon to Michael Hawkins, first time we've called his name tonight. Big Turner Realty Group first down for the Briar Jumpers there. They needed that one bad.
Yes, they needed that one bad to continue a drive. Now you're set up 1st and 10, right at almost midfield. 10 seconds left to go, and I'm sure they're going to be content to let the clock run out.
Yeah, that will run the clock out here at the end of the 3rd quarter. So we have us a ball game now. Lexington Christian leads 14-13 going into the 4th quarter.
Wait times are short at Quick Care Walk-In Clinic. They're focused on service, and they staff the clinic to reduce time spent in the weight room. Quick Care has lab and x-ray equipment right there in the clinic, which is another great time saver. The clinic is open and waiting for you from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays and 10 to 3 on Saturday. Of course, no appointment is necessary. Just walk in when you need us. Quick Care behind the hospital in Med Park West. A big thank you tonight to Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships for presenting tonight's coverage of high school football. Be sure to take advantage of the end of summer savings at any of their Somerset locations. Visit them on Facebook at Don Franklin Somerset Family Dealerships, where they treat you like family. 12 minutes left to go in regulation. Somerset has the ball and moving down 1 point, 14-13.
Scores from other games around town. Southwestern is now up big on South Laurel 52-8 into the 3rd quarter, and Pulaski County Maroons lead 30-13 after the 3rd quarter. Here, Briar Jumpers trail 14-13, but have the ball and on the move. Kai takes a snap, runs a stretch play to Doan off the left side. He cuts through a little crease, and he's got some room. He makes a couple guys miss across the 40, all the way down to about the 37-yard line. So there, that stretch play, Robert, did not have a whole lot of success between the tackles, but those stretch plays have had some success.
All he needs is just a seam, and that seam opened up right for him to make that run straight to the sideline. 16 total yards. Great run by the young man.
Turner Realty Group first down for the Briar Jumpers on the move, trying to put some points on the board here in the 4th quarter and take the lead. 3 receivers to the right. Kaya throws it out there to Grundy in a quick screen pass. He goes straight up the field. He's got 2 tacklers hanging on to him, but not until he gets down across the 30 down to the 29 where we bring up 2nd and 1. So more of that quick passing, Robert, trying to get the ball out of Kaya's hands so he is not faced with the pressure as much.
And that's what you need, because then the pressure starts to back off a little bit. They start seeping back into coverage and opens up the running game. So it's just good play calling by the Somerset offense.
The Briar Jumpers have a little bit more pep in their step coming out of the huddle this time. Sends Stevens wide to the right, Grundy wide to the left. 2 backs in the backfield. Runs that same stretch play to Chase off the left side. This time the Eagles are there to shut it down. Loss of about 1 on the play will bring up 3rd and 3. Maybe loss of 2 on the play.
Wow.
So anyway, that same play had a little bit of success. This time the Eagles scraped the linebackers off the right side, and they were there to meet Chase. Nose of the football is right on the 30-yard line. So big 3rd down play right here. You definitely want positive yards to set yourself for a 4th down play if you decide to go for it. Trying to draw him off sides, takes the snap, just a quarterback draw, and Kaya's able to squirt off the right side, and he will pick up about 4 on the play and get the 1st down. So a Turner Realty Group 1st down for the Briar Jumpers.
Keeps the drive alive. Everything that you got now here is 4 down territory because you want to get points on the board.
Field goal gives you the lead, but I just don't know how confident that Coach Lucas is with his kicking game. But a field goal would give you the lead. So if you get 4th down, inside the 20, you may think about it. But we're not there yet. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Gavin Stevens goes wide to the right, Grundy wide to the left. 2 backs in the backfield. Kaya drops straight back to pass. He's looking for Grundy. Now he's going to drop it, tuck it, and run. He breaks through the tackler. He could go, Robert. He is going to get in, hit right at the goal line. Ball comes loose. No signal yet.
Too, and he took an absolute shot right on the side, and
he's up.
He's up. Good.
But they have not ruled whether it's a fumble, a touchdown. I'm not seeing the first signal.
He broke the plane.
Yes, it should be a touchdown, but nobody has given a signal. Well, they have spotted the ball for the extra point, but Kaya does come up limping a little bit.
Hopefully you can get him over here, stretch him, and get him back ready, because he took an absolute shot. There's been no sign for the touchdown, but they've got the ball placed for the extra point, so I'm not real sure what's going on.
Well, they have give the point, so we're going to say we got a touchdown, but there's a whole lot of confusion between everybody, referees, football players, coaches, announcers, but we're going to take a United Cumberland Bank timeout and figure it out.
Whew. What a game. Banking is easier at United Cumberland Bank. ATM deposits and instant issue debit cards and a mobile app that gives you full control are just a few reasons why more Pulaski Countyans are choosing United Cumberland Bank. Member FDIC. Still a lot of confusion, a lot of talking down there on the goal line, but again, he broke the plane, so the score should stand.
So here we are with 10:03 to go in the 4th quarter. The Briar Jumpers have come out and have scored 19 unanswered. I would expect them to go for 2 here to go ahead and extend it to a 7-point lead. And the offense will go back on the field, so they are going to go for 2. Kaya is not in the game. Josh Gross is in at quarterback. So I don't see Kaya on the sideline, but he's not in the game. So heavy formation. Looks like they're going to give it to there's going to be and Mikey is going to get in, but there's going to be motion on the lead blocker there. So they're going to bring it back and have to do it again.
That was the right call and the right play, but that's going to back them up 5 yards and make this 2-point conversion much more difficult.
Who's number 40? We got a 40 out there tonight, lead block, and I do not have a number on him.
I think, and don't quote me on this, but I think Tyler Harvey changed his number.
I've been looking for Harvey all night, so that's probably right. That's probably him.
I think they had to do that because of the position that he's playing on offense. Just don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure.
So the penalty backs the Briar Jumpers up to the 8-yard line. They're trying to get out of the huddle.
5 seconds left to go on the play clock, though, so you got to get set and get something
They've
off
got
here.
guys running all over the place.
Call time.
Oh. Well, he takes the snap. Gross looking to pass. He throws it out there to, is that Stevens?
Did that just happen? Holy cow.
So Josh Gross throws it to the back right corner of the end zone to Gavin Stevens, and they will complete the 2-point conversion. So 10 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. The Briar Jumpers have extended their lead 21-14.
Brad Carroll and all the staff at CC's Furniture are proud supporters of all the local football teams in our Lake Cumberland area. It is our hope at CC's Furniture that all the coaches and all the student athletes have successful and injury-free season. Come visit us at CC's Furniture. We will be glad to help you with all your home furnishing needs. Go teams! With 10 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in regulation, Somerset now leads 21-14, and what a pass.
What a pass. What a catch. From your backup quarterback, no less. Josh Gross comes in. Kai Sharon shaking up a little bit on the touchdown run, so they put Gross in, and he completes a pass there. And the Briar Jumpers come out in the second half and made a statement here, Robert, and have scored 21 unanswered and kind of got the Eagles back on their heels a little bit.
I still don't see Kai on the sideline either.
I got it, yeah. I looked for him. I found him there. He was up front. He's right there at about the 45-yard line right now, putting his helmet back on. Good. Glad to see that young man up walking around, because he did take a big shot right there on his leg. Man. So Daniel Richardson will kick it off. High end-over-end kick that's going to be fielded right at the 11-yard line, and he runs right up the middle, breaks the tackle, and gets across the 30 all the way up to about the 34-yard line, where the Eagles will take over 1st and 10.
Since 1979, Modern Systems has been defending communities all across Kentucky, and they are proud to be part of the communities they serve, committing time and sponsorships to numerous charities like Project 5810, Relay for Life, March of Dimes, Heart Walk, local school programs, and many more. Modern Systems, your neighbors and your friends, and they work 24/7 to protect the things that matter most to you. From homes to businesses to schools and churches, let Modern Systems be your trusted name in security.
So Nevis has got Selby in the backfield with him, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Fakes it to Selby. He's just going to throw a quick slant right out there, right at the 45-yard line. Pass intended for Mason Moore, and he comes down with the completion. 1st down yardage up to midfield, and the Eagles are in a hurry.
The Eagles going to be in a hurry, and they're going to be content to be in a hurry for the rest of the game. Of course, Kai is walking off the field now, so you don't want to see that.
Man comes in motion. They run a fake jet sweep, but as they do, there's going to be false start on the offense. And you're exactly right. Kyle went in, tried to play one play on defense, and comes off the field. You got to hope that young man's okay too.
Yeah. Hopefully it's nothing more than a little bit of stretching, and maybe even as much as an ice bath at this point will fix.
1st and 15 for the Eagles after the false start. Ball placed back at the 44-yard line. Nevis has got Selby off to his left. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hands it off to Selby right up the middle. He's got a little bit of room. He's going to get part of the penalty yardage back. They'll give him all 5. The ball goes back to the 49, where it'll be 2nd and 10.
It's not too many times that this LCA offense has been 2nd and 10 or 2nd and long, 3rd and long, all night long. So right here is another prime time for a stop for this Somerset defense.
Set up for this jet sweep. They've been trying to run 2 backs off the Nevis' left. If not a quarterback draw, here comes the motion. Sends it, he just fakes it to him. He's looking down the field. He's covered. Now he just throws it up into coverage, throws it out there. And beautiful pass.
Wow.
I'm telling you what, he threw it all the way out there, threw his man open. And that is Mason Moore. Comes all the way across from the left sideline all the way to the right hash and picks up a big pass play.
Big pass plays all night have been what hurt this team. That's 3 big pass plays that have set this LCA team up for success.
Nevis is in a hurry. He sends Selby over to the right, moves him over there. Tight formation. Looking to the sideline. Now he moves him back. 8:47 on the clock. Brown goes in motion to the left, trying to find a lane. He cuts all the way back. Briar Jumpers did a good job stringing it out, but Brown cuts back, and he puts it in the end zone. So just like that, the Lexington Christian Eagles are back on the scoreboard, and we have a 1-point game.
just when you thought that the momentum was going your way.
Would you expect anything else between these two teams?
No, heck no, and that's what makes this game always fun to watch. It just seems like once it gets down to crunch time, one of these teams just – it's body blow after body blow after body blow.
So Dobbs on to attempt the extra point to tie this ball game up. Snaps back, holds down, up, kick is up, and it is good. So 8:39 to go in the game. We are tied 21 all.
Conveniently located off North Highway 27 between Big Lots and Backyard Burger, Magic Monograms is the place for custom embroidery, screen printing, and so much more. They can put your designs on medical and athletic uniforms, corporate and school apparel. Find them on Facebook. Search Magic Monograms and Embroidery. With 8 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in regulation, the score now tied 21-21.
That's watching Kai Sharon down here on the sideline trying to work it out, moving around a little bit. Still has his helmet on, so I expect him to go back in the ball game here at quarterback. Briar Jumpers would like to get a big return right here, but Dobbs has done a good job the last couple of times he's kicked it off. He's put the ball through the end zone and caused a touchback, bringing the ball out to 20. If Doan or Grundy can get their hands on the ball here and get a big return, set up their offense in good position here to do something the rest of this game.
Yeah, need to set it up and run some time off the clock. One of those long, sustaining drives right now would be critical.
Yeah, Lexington Christian has shown quick strike ability. So, even if there's any time on the clock, they have an opportunity to put the ball down the field and put the ball in the end zone. So, we've got a stoppage in play here for something, Robert. I'm not sure what's going on. Everybody's looking up here in the stands for some reason. I have no idea what's going on.
Are you serious?
You have a drone in the stadium, so you got to get it gone before we can get going again. So Dobbs is ready to kick it off now. Grundy and Doan setting back at about their 9-yard line to receive this kick. Dobbs will put his foot to it. It's a low line drive kick right in the middle, and it hits right at the 5-yard line and will bounce into the end zone. Briar Jumpers will take over from their 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Henderson Chiropractic, committing to relieving your pain using the true principles of chiropractic care. Their caring, helpful team strives for excellence through extraordinary service and patient education. Dr. Henderson provides chiropractic care for injuries that occur during sports, auto accidents, work-related activities, or just everyday wear and tear. The experience you need and the results you want, that's Henderson Chiropractic.
So good to see Kai Sharon trotting back on the field right here. He'll break the huddle, bring the Briar Jumpers out. Gavin Stevens will go wide to the left. Grundy will go wide to the right.
What I expect here is that LCA is going to bring pressure because they know he's slowed a little bit.
He throws it up to Grundy down the right sideline. It's a little bit underthrown. He is tripped and intercepted. So they're going to have a turnover here, and he's going to bring it all the way back across the 40 down to the 30-yard line. He's going to run out of bounds right there at about the 32. So they've got their feet tangled up at about the 50-yard line. But the pass is going to be intercepted.
Third interception of the night, uncharacteristic of Kai Sharon's play because I don't remember him having 3 all year last year.
No. So, looking for try to put some points on the board and maybe put this game out of reach. Well, unfortunately, turnover puts Lexington Christian right back on the attack again, and they had the ball right at the 37-yard line looking to put some points on the board themselves. Nevis brings a man in motion from left to right. Just flips it out to Brown along the left side. He's looking for some room. He's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall forward for a gain of 1 on the play. So the Briar Jumpers do a good job of stringing that out and stopping Brown for a short gain.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, now you're 2nd and 9 from about the, golly, I'm trying to, 36-yard line.
37.
You don't want them to be in the field goal range, but
Jeffrey Selby behind Nevis, and he goes in motion to the left side, runs a counter play to him. Is that Brandon Jones coming back from his left outside, or is that Jacob Smith? Jacob comes off from his left defensive tackle spot and able to bring Shelby down for no gain on the play. So 2 good stops by your defense right here. You got to have a stop here on 3rd down, Robert.
Yes, you do. With the game still tied, you don't want to shift the momentum in one direction. Got the kicker on the other side warming up. I suspect that they want to try to, at least if nothing else, get in field goal range over here.
The seam pattern pass here right up the middle has been open several times from this formation. Nevis looks out to Brown, changes the play, takes the snap, drops straight back. He's looking right up the seam. He throws it wide and deep down the field. Man is there. Does he make the catch?
He did.
He sure does. Wow.
Man, those just big pass plays over and over and over.
Mason Moore.
And I don't know who it is on that side of the field that's getting picked on, but, man, they are getting picked on hard tonight.
So, with 6:57 to go in the 4th quarter, the Eagles strike back with 2 quick scores and jump out on top, 27-21. Dobbs on to attempt the extra point to extend the lead to 7. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 6:57 to go in this ball game, or in regulation, I should say, the Eagles lead 28-21.
Skip Cottrell's Tire Pros offers a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties and a hassle-free experience. Did you know Skip Cottrell makes automotive services easy with their online appointment booking as well as special financing available? Let Skip Cottrell's Tire Pros get you back to being when on the move was carefree. Skip Cottrell's Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. To find out more, visit us in-store at 4285 South Highway 27 in Somerset, online at skipstirepros.com. 6 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in regulation. Somerset now down again, 28-21.
Somebody said there was a flag on the play. I haven't seen any signal or indication of what it might be. But it looks like there is. They're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45, so it had to be an unsportsmanlike or personal foul on the Briar Jumpers because they're moving the ball up 15 yards to the 45-yard line. So, again,
penalties.
Kevin Lloyd was the one that pointed it out to me here, said there was a flag on the play, but I never saw any indication. Now they give it personal foul on the Briar Jumpers. I think that's the first time they give the signal. So the Eagles will kick off from the Briar Jumper 45, and I expect Dobbs just to do what he's done the last 3 times, and that's kick the ball through the end zone.
Kick the ball through the end zone, give them no chance for any kind of return, set the ball up on the 20, and make them go the length of the football field.
So Dobbs approaches it. Line drive, and it will go through the uprights, maybe. There's maybe a wide right. But touchback on the play. So with 6:57 to go in the game, the Briar Jumpers need to score to keep their undefeated hopes alive in the regular season and in the district, trailing 28-21.
The hardest part about this game for Somerset is that you spotted LCA 14 points before you came alive. That first half was just brutal, and that may be the difference of the game, maybe, but defensive breakdowns on the far side of the field all night for those long receptions have killed them too.
So Bailey and Doan in the backfield. Stevens and Grundy split out. Kaya drops straight back to pass. Now he's under pressure. He throws it out. Almost intercepted again. Kaya just threw it out there to Bailey. Thought he had him as an outlet, and Lexington Christian defender was right there. It went over Bailey's head and into the Lexington Christian defender's hands, and he just bobbled it. Could have been another big turnover.
It's just something a little off, and I don't know if Kaya's playing hurt, trying his best, but you can't. You just got to make the smart plays here. Smart plays, smart plays, smart plays, and you got to sustain a drive. You got to get points on the board.
So double coverage over here on Grundy. Brown and Chase. McGahee comes over here, hand off to Doan off the left side. He's going to squirt up across the 24. We're going to place it down right at the 25. So 3rd and 5 here for the Briar Jumpers with 6 minutes and 37 to go on a running clock. We're going to have to get the ball down the field and put the ball in the end zone to keep this game alive.
Yeah, and this is going to be the hardest part. Like, if you don't convert here and you're forced in a 4th down situation on a short field, I mean, I think you almost have to punt it away at that point.
You do. So 2-man split out wide, right and left. Kaya drops straight back to pass. He's got time. He finds Bailey down the field, and it's going to go in and out of his hands. He had a step on the defender, but hits his hands and falls incomplete. So it will bring up 4th and 5 from the 25-yard line, and the Briar Jumpers will send on the punting unit.
Well, that's not what you wanted. Bailey had a good shot at the ball. A lot of hands on that. No call. Good defense on LCA, but, man, you really needed something to happen here.
Well, now you got to put the game on your defense's hands. They've not been able to stop the Eagles the last 2 possessions, but you got to have a stop here. Hawkins back to punt from his own 13-yard line, puts his foot to it. It is a wobbly kick. It hits about the 47, takes a forward bounce to about the 44. Well, the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 right there. So 5:59 to go in this ball game. Briar Jumpers trail 28-21. Need a stop.
Getting the counseling help you need has never been easier. Entrust Counseling is now providing counseling and their case management services using their phone or a computer. Give them a call at 606-676-0638 or visit their website at www.entrust-healthcare.com and go get services started today from anywhere in Kentucky.
So Nevis has got 2 backs in the backfield with him. He turns around and hands it off to Brown off the left side. Gerard Smith is right there to wrestle him down for a loss of about 2 on the play. So 2nd and 12, so they get a good stop on 1st down. They need 2 more of those.
It's kind of what I thought that they might do, is just try to use the clock to their advantage, try to get some time off of it. But you get a 1st down here and you really put Somerset in a bad spot.
Same formation. He's got Selby and Brown just off to his right. Look over to the sideline to get the play call. Now he moves them over to his left. Takes the snap. There's going to be movement, I want to say.
On the defense?
Nope, they're going to call false start on the offense. Movement, so we'll back them up, so puts them behind the chains. Be 2nd and 17 now.
Puts them in a bigger passing situation here. The one thing you just don't want to do is watch a ball sell for a big gain again here, because, like I say, this back-breaking big plays have just hurt them all night long.
Same formation this time. Nevis has got Selby and Xavier Brown off to his left. Just throws it out there on a quick screen out there. Hard to see what's going on. Looks like he got all the way back up to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe just a little shy, Robert. So good defensive stand so far, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 11 for the Briar Jumpers.
3rd and 11, a time that you need to stand, but the clock did stop because the offensive player did step out of bounds.
Nevis drops back to pass. He's got a man right. Oh, and he does. He was caught. Wow. So Brown right at the line to gain. Had an opportunity. Bailey was right there. Was able to squirt free from him and pick up the 1st down. So big play for the Eagles. Puts the ball up at the 42-yard line now. 1st and 10.
Oh, man. Just makes it tough.
That kid's hard to cover, Robert, and especially one-on-one. But if you play zone against him, he's going to find the spot. So he's just hard to do anything with. Now the Eagles they will take their time a little bit. Brown sitting back at his 50 behind Nevis, takes a snap. He's going to get off the left side, breaks a tackle, runs over a would-be tackler, and gets down to about the 35-yard line, gain of about 7 on the play.
You'll take that because you ran out of bounds, but gain of 7 yards, I mean, you would rather than be a gain of 3 yards and out of bounds.
Tyler Morris on the carry for the Eagles. He's back there in the game again, back behind Nevis. Sends a man in motion. That's Selby. Now he comes back across the formation, takes the snap, hands it off to Norris off the left side, trying to pick his way across there, and he is going to fight forward and pick up the 1st down. So right now, Eagles just trying to run this clock out.
Content to run the clock out. You got to get some pressure. You need Man, you just need a turnover. You need something positive to happen. But
First down ball at the 29-yard line, and they are going to bring Selby back in the backfield with Nevis. Brown split out wide to the right. Clock is running. Nevis looks to the sideline to get the play call. Takes the snap, turns around, hands it off to Selby right up the middle. He is going to fall forward for a gain of about 4 on the play. Will bring up 2nd and 6.
Become a busy little area.
It really has. We've got people at the door knocking, coming in. 2nd and 6. Nevis is content just to let the clock wind down. 3 minutes and 27 seconds to go on the game clock. Briar Jumpers trail 28-21. Turns around and hands it off to Selby again.
That's what you needed right there
Gerard
with Gerard Smith to make a play.
There to hit him in the backfield for no gain on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 6. So 2:57 to go in the game. Lexington Christian just content to let the clock wind down. You know, if they get in field goal range right here, Robert, that puts the game out of reach.
Right, and I think that's probably what they're looking for. I'm sure they're going to probably try to run it right towards the middle of the field to set it up for the field goal attempt.
Takes the snap. He's looking to pass, and it's going to be a screen out there, and they've got some blockers in front, but he's going to be stopped right at about the 25. So that's going to set up a 42-yard field goal if that's, in fact, what they decide to do. Ends up about, I guess they end up giving him no gain on the play. Now they give him 1. And it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field here, Robert. I'm a little surprised by that, where a field goal puts this game out of reach. But they think they can get it. 2 minutes, 6 seconds to go.
Going to try to draw them off sides here, no doubt.
Nevis, hard count. Nobody moves. Look to the sideline.
Hard count and the timeout.
8 seconds on the play clock. And they are going to let it wind down and take a timeout here. So with 1:47 to go in the ball game, we have a United Cumberland Bank timeout, and the Lexington Christian Eagles will talk about it and see if they're going to go for the game-clinching field goal or they're going to go for it on 4th and 5.
1 minute, 47 seconds left to go in the game. Somerset down 7 points. I'm trying to count the yards. Looks like 5 yards for a first down. Somerset still has a lot of timeouts on their side, but, man, if you don't make a stop here, those timeouts, I don't want to say are useless, but they kind of are.
Now, 41-yard field goal by Dobbs is very yet makeable. That young man has got the leg to kick it from there, and I think he's warming up. They're going to bring him on to attempt this field goal, Robert. Need to try to get some pressure on.
20 seconds or so when he doesn't need more 20 seconds or so.
So as they getting ready to bring the kicking team onto the field, love to see some pressure here, maybe get a block kick, maybe a low kick, something. The only shot you really have here is a missed field goal. Briar Jumpers will take over for their 20. They'd have 80 yards to go, about a minute and 45 seconds to go with a couple of timeouts in their pocket. So very doable, but if this kick goes up and in, it definitely makes things a lot more difficult. So Mason Moore will be the holder. Dobbs. And they move, and I'm telling you, that's a big penalty. That makes this kick now. Going to bring it back, and it will end up being a 45-yarder. He'll place the tee down at about the 35, and they're going to send the offensive unit back on the field now and go for it.
Well, that's probably about all you can do at this point, because even if you get some positive yardage.
So 4th and 10, and they will go for it. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Nevis has got Selby off to his left. Now he moves him over to the right. Changing the play. Brown's moving down here, and it's just going to be a quick kick. He's going to kick it into the end zone. They had a penalty out here because Brown didn't know what was going on, but they didn't throw the flag. So the ball will come out to the 20-yard line. So Briar Jumpers still have a chance.
A minute and 40 seconds. We've seen long plays take less time. Looking back at that long drive against Mayfield last year. Just a reminder to everybody, we will be doing a Facebook Live video at the end of the game, and we'll be awarding a Somerset Community College defender of the game, offensive player of the game, and a Modern Systems defender of the game. Boy, I have to put my teeth in and try this again.
So Briar Jumpers come out. They're going to send 3 receivers wide to the left. Empty backfield set. Going to send 2 receivers wide to the right. Kaya takes a snap. He's got Grundy right at the 30-yard line. Flag comes in late. I'm not sure what that's going to be. If they've got.
I'm not real sure either. I don't know if it's.
Ball goes up to the 31-yard line, but flag came in. I don't know if we have passing. I don't know what we've got. I'm just going to wait for the call.
I don't know what we got either, but there's a long discussion.
Let's fast forward just a little bit, though, Robert. If the Briar Jumpers are able to get down here and put the ball in the end zone, do you go for 2 in the win or to kick in the tie to go to overtime?
Oh, man. Honestly, with the way this game has gone, I think that you go for the win.
Yeah, I think you go for 2 in the win also. Call was holding on the defense, so it was declined. The Briar Jumpers will get a Turner Realty Group first down. Kaya drops straight back to pass. There's all kind of pressure. And Kaya is, instead of just letting that one go, he's going to be brought down for a big sack on the play. Got to get rid of that one.
Got to get rid of it. Call the timeout. You got to stop the clock. Regroup. You got to make plays. I mean, everything that you're doing now is 4-down territory, but you can't look any certain receiver. I mean, they're going to be just, I don't know, it's going to be tough, but a minute and 30 seconds left to go in the game. Somerset down 28-21.
United Cumberland Bank timeout, and I'm not sure if that was their first or the second of the half. I think it was just their first.
I think it was just their first. I think they've still got 2 left, but 2 left and 75 yards. I mean, it's going to be tough, man.
Sack puts the ball all the way back at the 24-yard line, so it's going to be second down and about 19 for the Briar Jumpers here. You've got to get first downs, but you also got to go 74 yards, like you said, and get this ball in the end zone to even force an opportunity to have a discussion about whether you kick it or go for 2. Doan lined up beside Kaya in the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the right, 2 to the left. Kaya drops back to press. He's under pressure again. He throws it intended for Grundy, but he's going to be dragged down back there. Ball falls incomplete. So Lexington Christian dialing up the pressure on these last 2 plays.
Just making it tough, and I don't know if they're going to get him for an intentional grounding here. I mean, everybody's kind of pointing. No,
Grundy was in the area, so I mean, they should not have intentional grounding. That's what they're wanting, but Grundy was there. So we'll bring up 3rd and 19. So you definitely 2 plays to get 19 yards, but you got to get those 19 yards. Looking for something to cut that in half about right here. 1:26 to go in the game. Briar Jumpers trailing 28-21.
And you're getting ready to get a
Kaya
flag.
takes the snap, but we're going to have false start. Nope, delay game. Bring it up, back it up 5 more yards. We'll bring it up 3rd and 24.
Wow. It's just the little penalties at inopportune times. It's offensive breakdowns when you don't need them. It's just been, like I say, I said this earlier, comedy of errors, but it's kind of been like that tonight, off and on. They've done enough to win this football game. It's just
2 receivers go out wide to the right. Grundy goes in motion. It's a low snap, and Kaya's not in any kind of hurry to kind of pick it up, and there's a scramble for it. And I'm going to tell you, I think Lexington Christian recovered it, Robert.
They did.
And this is going to be, it's a low snap, and it hit Kaya's hands, and he just kind of nonchalantly reaching down to pick it up. And the ball squirts free, fight for it, and Lexington Christian is going to take over here on a turnover right at the 10-yard line. And with a minute and 26 seconds to go in this ball game, Robert, Lexington Christian leads 28-21, and that's about all she wrote.
Yeah, there's nothing that Somerset really can do, they can take a knee, they can call a timeout, they can take 2 of them, but then they're still going to have 2 downs. Clock will expire. That's a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. But I said it earlier. You spotted them 14 points to start the game. You didn't have much of a first and second quarter, and really you didn't have much of a fourth quarter either.
The Eagles will come off the sideline. Davis will have Selby in the backfield with him. I expect him just to hand it off to him right up the middle, try to run this clock out. He turns around and hands it off to Selby right up the middle, and there's a hole, but he is going to be hit. Now he's going to fight forward. He may get down.
Touchdown.
No, going to spot him down at the 1-yard line. So it will be, I think, enough for the first down too, Robert. Depending on exactly where they spot it. No signal yet. No, just short. No, they are going to give him now first down. So first and goal from about the 1-yard line. Davis looks to the sideline looking for the play call.
Nothing really Somerset can do at this point. So
just need to rip it out, try to get it stripped. Selby takes it off the left side. He is going to get stopped, and they'll be forced to call a timeout. I don't see a call yet. Clock continues to run under 40 seconds. Second and goal. No sense of usually really using the timeouts unless you're just trying to set it up to strip the ball out. But all they have to do at that point is just take a knee.
And right now, if you're Lexington Christian, I think you just victory formation, take a knee, and game will be over.
And they will take a knee right there. So with 16 seconds to go in the game, the clock will run out, and the Briar Jumpers will taste defeat for the first time in 2020 and will move to 1-1 in the district. Lexington Christian comes into the Briar Patch and, with the exception of the third quarter, for 3 quarters, outplayed the Briar Jumpers here tonight.
They really did. Somerset had a brilliant third quarter. Really made a run at it. Got a touchdown early in the fourth to put the game in a position where they could have won it. But outside of the third quarter and really a little bit of the fourth, Somerset really just didn't play their best game, I should say. So I think that if you're Somerset, there's a lot of things that you can do when you look at film. There's a lot of things that you can do going forward and regroup this team and still have a very successful season.
Oh, no question. I mean, like I said, they just made the road a little bit tougher. Now the district runs through Lexington Christian, where last year they had to come down here. But, we were able to flip the script on them last year. We lost this first game, the same game last year, and then turned around and won the game in the district. So we can do the same thing. Like I said, it just sets up a little more difficult road than what we expect. Yeah. The concern that I've got right now is that you've got Kay Grundy dinged up, been dealing with a couple little minor injuries. Kai Sharon gets dinged up tonight. Drew Johnson is dinged up. So you've got some of your bigger players that are hurt right now. Need to get those young men healthy if you're going to have any shot.
Yeah, and there's been some talk that the Washington County game could get canceled. I don't know what you do if you're Somerset, that if you try to go out and find any game or a game that could be a quote-unquote, and I don't use this term loosely, a confidence game, because the following week you got to play a very good Corbin team, and then your district tournament starts on your road to try to make another shot at a state title. So you got a couple of down weeks. I mean, if Washington County happens to cancel, I mean, do you just take the week off? Do you still try to find the game somewhere? I mean, I really don't know what to do, because the health of the team going forward is going to be something that's really going to have to be keyed on.
Yeah, and that's going to depend on what we'll hopefully get a chance to talk to Coach Lucas here after the game and kind of ask him some of those questions, see what his plans are moving forward. But I do know that he was looking for a game if Washington was canceled. But now they may get released and we're able to travel up to Washington County and play them. But Danville and Lexington Christian both have had games canceled against them, so I don't know what that would do to everything if that's the case. But hopefully we'll find out something very soon in the next couple of days and what the decision is going to be. But other than that, I'm Chris Staten, Robert Reed. Briar Jumpers go down 28-21 to the Lexington Christian Eagles here at home to move to 5-1 on the season and 1-1 in district play. Maybe we'll see you guys next week. Maybe we won't.
We'll let you know. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.